Chapter 767. Glancing at the crowd, Lin Rei slowly explained the origin of the fire dragon fruit. The fire dragon fruit is a supreme-level heavenly treasure. If you eat it raw without refining it into a pill, although you can increase your cultivation and refine your body, you can only absorb 20% of the fire dragon fruit's medicinal properties. But, as he spoke, Lin Li's gaze swept over Jia Yang. The corners of his mouth curled into a smile and he continued, "But, if the fire dragon fruit is refined into a top-quality exalted-level medicinal pellet, then even if the fire dragon fruit cannot be said to be 100%, it would at least be around 85%. As for the fire dragon fruit, I heard that it was stained with dragon's blood. Its effect is just like dragon's blood, it can refine the body and at the same time, it can increase one's cultivation. This kind of increase does not have any side effects. Normally, this kind of fire dragon fruit is very rare. This is also my first time seeing it. This is the first time. Thinking about this kind of heavenly treasure, it can be said to be priceless in the market. Therefore, this fire dragon fruit is very precious. Moreover, on a fire dragon fruit tree, only one fire dragon fruit can grow. The moment the ripe fire dragon fruit tree is plucked, the energy on the fire dragon fruit tree will be instantly absorbed by the fire dragon fruit tree. As a result, the fire dragon fruit tree will wither and die. Oh! Hearing Lin Rei's explanation, the crowd nodded their heads. At this moment, when he heard Lin Rei's explanation of the fire dragon fruit's effects, Jia Yang's eyes lit up and a surprised expression flashed past. Pai Xiu and the others did not notice the surprise in Jia Yang's eyes. However, Lin Rei had seen it all the time. Moreover, Lin Rei's explanation just now, especially when he explained that the fire dragon fruit could refine the body, he had already attracted all of Jia Yang's attention. And this was the result that Lin Rei had been waiting for. It was also the result that he had expected. Alright, stop showing off. Hurry up and put away the fire dragon fruit. Looking at its posture, this fire dragon fruit has already grown to its limit. If you put it away, it will wither completely before long and then die. The fire dragon fruit will also wither. At this moment, Ba Bao saw the proud smile on Lin Rei's face and hurriedly said, "Eh." Hearing Eighth Baby's words, Lin Rei was stunned for a moment. Then, he awkwardly smiled and stretched out his hand. Immediately, he used his spiritual energy to form a hand and directly reached out to pluck the fire dragon fruit from the tree. The moment the fire dragon fruit was plucked, a box with a dragon pattern appeared in Lin Rei's hand. Then, he opened the box and the fire dragon fruit was placed into the purple box by Lin Rei. Holy **T. Not bad. It's a purple spirit jade. At the side, Eighth Bao was shocked, and his eyes were filled with surprise. That's right, it's a purple spirit jade. Lin Li didn't doubt Eighth Baby's ability to appraise treasures at all. Although it had been a little strange in the past, after experiencing the supreme grade divine crystal, Lin Li had absolute faith in Eighth Baby and had absolute trust in it. Tisk, tsk. This thing is not simple. According to my inherited memories, this purple spirit jade is a natural product of the holy world. Moreover, its production is very limited. It can only be found at the peak of immeasurable mountain. It doesn't exist anywhere else. I never thought that a little guy from the god world like you would have something like this. I'm starting to suspect that you're the son of Tao. Otherwise, why would something like this appear in your hands? Eighth Bao smacked his lips. Lin Rei, ignoring Eighth Bao's words, Lin Rei did not reply. Instead, he placed the sealed fire dragon fruit into the system. Phew! He let out a long sigh. Then, he smiled and felt much more relaxed. I've just entered this place and I'm already able to encounter the fire dragon fruit. If I continue walking, then... Thinking of this, Lin Rei felt a little excited. After all, he knew how precious the fire dragon fruit was. Everyone was speechless at Lin Rei's words. However, they did not agree with Lin Rei's thoughts. In fact, they also had the same thoughts. Among the crowd, there was one person who was an exception. The exception was none other than Jia Yang. When he found out that the fire dragon fruit had the effect of tempering one's body, Jia Yang placed all his attention on Lin Li. His purpose in coming here this time was to break through the shackles of his own body and enter the late stage of the deity level that he had been dreaming of for a long time. He even wanted to transcend the world and become a saint. Strength was the right way. This had existed since the beginning of time. The great god Pangu had used strength to achieve the right way. Although he failed in the end, at least there was a precedent. Alright, let's go. Feeling the strange gazes of the crowd, Lin Rei was stunned. Then, he said and continued walking towards the depths of the ancient corpse trove. Regarding this, Amen did not have any complaints. She followed Lin Rei's footsteps and drifted away. At this time, in a palace in the first layer of the ancient corpse trove, a red-haired young man was sitting on the main seat. Looking at the appetite in front of him, the young man's face was filled with excitement. "TSK, I finally made the mistake of eating a human. It's really not easy. In this place, other than the rotten corpses, there are only those tasteless natural treasures." Talking about the appetite in front of him, the young man's smile became wider. "Huh. You little brat, you're always the most excited until now." Just when the young man was about to start eating, a magnetic voice came from outside the door. In the blink of an eye, the voice came before the person. Hearing the sudden voice, the smile on the red-haired young man's face became wider. Then, he raised his head and looked at the entrance of the main hall with anticipation. After a few breaths, a young man in luxurious clothes appeared at the entrance. He had a teasing look on his face as he looked at the young man sitting on the main seat in the main hall. Looking at him, the young man standing at the entrance said, "Xiaofan, look at you. You're a mid-ultimate god human corpse. You're always thinking about eating, drinking, playing and having fun every day. Can't you be more serious?" At this moment, the one who spoke was none other than the second-layer master of the ancient corpse trove, Earth Corpse. He was also the one who had just left from Gu Feng's place. The red-haired young man sitting at the head of the table was none other than the heavenly lord of the first heaven of the ancient corpse burial ground. He was a mid-ultimate god expert, a human corpse. If this happened in the divine world, any one of the masters of the ancient corpse trove could form a first-grade sect. Second brother. Looking at the earth corpse at the entrance, the human corpse nodded in grievance. Then, he stood up and took a step forward. In an instant, his figure disappeared on the spot. When he reappeared, he was already in front of the earth corpse. "You." Looking at his younger brother, the earth corpse recalled the heavenly corpse's warning before coming here. He could not help but worry for a moment. Being able to make the heavenly corpse feel fear made them take it seriously. What's wrong? At this moment, the human corpse felt the worry and concern in the earth corpse's eyes. He immediately noticed that something was wrong with the earth corpse. Sigh. Looking at the human corpse, the earth corpse did not hide anything and immediately said, "It's like this. Brother Feng asked me to tell you to be careful during this period of time. Brother Feng said he sensed a dangerous aura, so. Brother Feng is thinking too much." The ignorant earth corpse said indifferently after he finished speaking. "Second brother, why don't you think about it? We are the dominators of this ancient corpse trove. Moreover, how can the people from the other sects be my opponent? You should know that I have a body of iron and copper skin. My cultivation has reached the peak intermediate ultimate god realm. As long as I find an opportunity, I can completely break through to the late ultimate god realm. Don't worry." The human corpse said confidently while patting his chest. However, he didn't know that his blind confidence was often a fatal beginning, and what awaited him next was death. On the other hand, when the Earth Corpse saw how confident his younger brother was, he was momentarily speechless. He understood the human corpse very well. He knew that no matter how much he said at this moment, it would be of no use. The human corpse would not listen. Earth Zombie gave up trying to dissuade him. "Well, if that's the case, you can eat. I'll send a few early-stage Ultimate God subordinates to help you. I can only hope that Brother Feng's premonition is wrong, otherwise." At this moment, the Earth Corpses began to pray. Even though they might have to live in this ancient corpse trove for the rest of their lives, they deeply understood that there would always be someone stronger and a sky beyond a sky. Even though they could reign supreme in this ancient corpse trove, it did not mean that they could rule over the entire divine realm. He wanted to reject the Earth Corpse's words, but in the end, he did not open his mouth because he understood that as long as he rejected, the following matters would become more and more troublesome. The Earth Corpse might even set up camp here and not leave. Therefore, the human corpse chose to agree in the end. "Alright, in that case, second brother, do as you see fit." "I will do as you say." That's right." The Earth Corpse smiled and nodded when he saw the human corpse's agreement. He then turned around and walked outside. When he reached the door, the Earth Corpse suddenly stopped and reminded again, "Remember, be careful during this period of time." Brother Feng also said not to attack them first. After all, it's not fun for a hunter to lose his prey. The Earth Corpse completely disappeared after he finished speaking. The human corpse's face showed a hint of relief when he saw the Earth Corpse had completely left. Sigh. What's there to worry about? We are the masters of this place. Do you think that group of outsiders can overturn the heavens? The human corpse muttered while looking at the door. At a place very far away from the palace, Lin Rei and his group were moving forward at a very slow speed. The eighth treasure who was walking in front had a leisurely look on his face. It was a little slow and its walking posture was very demonic. During this period of time, Lin Rei had already found a lot of heavenly treasures with the help of the eighth treasure. Among them were the fire dragon fruit, mysterious yellow water, heavenly spirit iron, and 100,000 years old stalactite stalagmite. Every one of them was enough to make the people of the divine world go crazy. "You who are following behind us, do you want to come out yourself or do you want me to drag you out?" At this moment, just as Linley and the others were about to move forward, Linley frowned and his expression darkened. He stopped and coldly looked at a tree not far behind him. It was so thick that it would take 3 people to wrap their arms around it. Linley's body was abnormally cold and filled with killing intent. At this moment, the people who did not notice Lin Rei stopping stopped when they heard Lin Rei's words. They turned around hesitantly and looked in the direction that Lin Rei was looking at. In the distance, in the forest before, they didn't find any hope. At this moment, the Pai Xiu, Bao Bao Bao, Jia Yang and the others all released their divine senses at the first moment. However, they discovered nothing. At this moment, everyone couldn't help but look at Lin Rei. They were a little suspicious that Lin Rei was a little too nervous. Still not coming out? Feeling the strange gazes from the Pai Xiu and the others, Lin Rei frowned and resolutely looked in front of him. His voice was even colder. Clang! Suddenly, the primal chaos dragon spear appeared in Lin Rei's hand and a shocking aura rushed out of his body. Oh! Oh! Suddenly, 9 azure dragons rushed out of the primal chaos dragon spear when Lin Rei circulated his cultivation and channeled his spiritual energy into the primal chaos dragon spear. 9 azure dragons instantly rushed out of the primal chaos dragon spear and floated in the air above Lin Rei. At this moment, dragon might shook the heavens. Each dragon was 1,000 zhang long and gave people a very intimidating feeling. Hiss! At this moment, everyone standing beside Lin Rei was shocked. However, the Pai Xiu was still fine as he had seen it before. However, the eighth treasure and Jia Yang were different as they had never seen them before. Furthermore, they were able to sense a heaven-shaking dragon's might from the 9 azure dragons. This dragon's might seemed to have originated from the Great Desolate Era, causing their souls to be suppressed. Heh. It seems like you guys don't plan to come out obediently. Since that's the case, then come out. Linley did not have the chance to look at 8 treasures and the others. Looking at the huge tree in front of him, Linley did not remain silent or waste any more words. With a flick of his hand, 9 azure dragons instantly charged out towards the huge tree that Linley had locked onto. What? We've been discovered? At this moment, the 2 old men hiding in the giant tree felt a strong threat from the 9 azure dragons. For a moment, their faces changed and they knew that they had been exposed and it was not a trick. Asterisk swoosh, swoosh, asterisk at this moment, the 2 old men did not want to waste any more time. They knew very well that as long as they were attacked by the 9 azure dragons, even if they didn't die, they would lose a layer of skin. At this moment, the 2 old men no longer hesitated. Instantly, they circulated their cultivation and fled in 2 different directions. Damn, there's really someone here. At this moment, 8th treasure and the others felt 2 terrifying auras. Their faces suddenly changed. Then, 2 figures appeared in front of everyone's eyes. However, when they saw the 2 figures, everyone was stunned. Because they did not expect that the 2 people who were hiding and tailing them were the 2 old men. Chapter 768. Looking at the 2 people who had appeared, Linley's face grew even gloomier. He opened his mouth and asked, "The 2 of you, may I ask why you followed us? We've never offended the 2 of you. In fact, we've never even seen you before, right?" Lin Rei was very sure that he had never seen the 2 old men in front of him before. Even if he had lost his memories in the past, he had never felt the slightest sense of familiarity from the 2 in front of him. Therefore, Lin Rei was certain that he did not know the 2 in front of him. Furthermore, just by looking at the 2 old men's actions and the aura of cultivation he felt from their bodies, Lin Rei could determine that their cultivation was at least at the middle stage hierarch realm. Hearing Lin Rei's questioning, Jia Yang and the others looked at the 2 old men with doubtful eyes. Their eyes were cold and vigilant because they felt a trace of dangerous aura from the 2 old men. At this moment, the 2 old men who were barely dodging the attacks of the 9 azure dragons each stood on one side. Hearing Lin Rei's questioning and seeing the hesitant eyes of the others, the old men's expression turned cold and their eyes were filled with astonishment. They had investigated Linley's shocking cultivation before, yet they had never thought that a late-stage God Emperor brat would be able to find out where they were. Looking at Chen Dan, the old man who was wearing a fiery red gown had a pale complexion. There was no blood flowing in his body at all. His body gave off a feeling of death as if he was a person on the verge of death. If not for the fact that he was still standing there and speaking in human language, everyone would have thought that he was a dead man. "Brat, it seems that you are not as simple as you seem on the surface," Hong Yi said. "Old brat, why are you wasting your breath on them? Why don't you just capture them?" At this moment, the old man who was walking together with the red-robed old man saw him dilly-dallying. For a moment, his temper erupted. He did not care about anything else and directly waved his hand. A bright light instantly shot out from his hand and rushed towards Lin Rei's direction. Peng! A thunderous sound rang out, and in the instant that a ray of light appeared in the air above Linley, more than 10 small golden flags appeared as well. Then, they spread out at lightning speed and landed on the ground. In the next moment, they were all wiped out from the ground. Yin Yang Reversal, Yang Extreme Lock, Yin Extreme Seal, Yin Yang Extreme Seal, Yin Yang Sealing Array, Lock. The black-clothed man pressed his hands down and quickly formed a seal. Beams of light instantly rushed out from the flags that were erased from the ground and shot into the air. In the end, more than a dozen beams of light intertwined together and formed a shield-like existence. Is it a formation? Lin Rei's heart skipped a beat when he sensed the energy fluctuations around him, as well as the small flag that he had just erased from the ground. A mocking smile appeared on his face. Sigh. I didn't expect that someone would dare to use a formation on me. TSK, if Xiaofan knew about this, she would probably be laughing her head off. Lin Rei said to himself with a smile as he looked at the barrier around him. Lin Rei was not in a hurry to break the formation in front of him. The moment the barrier appeared, Lin Rei had already seen that this formation was just a complete late-stage ancestor-level formation. With his own attainments in formations, breaking it would be a piece of cake. However, Lin Rei was very curious about the two old men in front of him. He was very curious about why the two of them wanted to follow him. However, although Lin Rei was not in a hurry, Jia Yang, who was beside him, was very anxious. Moreover, there was also the 8 babies. At this moment, they were very anxious. The power of a formation was very powerful. Although the 8 babies were immune to magic, the formation did not seem to be under the category of magic. Although it was also driven by spiritual qi, its trajectory was completely different from that of a dharma spell. Therefore, the formation was simply a natural cage for the 8 babies. Of course, although the 8 treasures' exquisite boar clan was powerful, it was because of their strong physical bodies. Ordinary formations would not be able to harm them. However, the current 8 babies was only an Emperor God realm cultivator. Their bodies were not very strong. Therefore, they were also afraid. On the other hand, the Pai Xiu was very calm about the situation in front of him. There was not the slightest bit of panic, let alone fear. It was not for any other reason. It was because it understood Lin Rei very well. Moreover, it understood Lin Rei's abilities even more. It knew that Lin Rei was an expert in formations. Therefore, it was not afraid. Moreover, the most important thing was that it did not see a trace of fear on Lin Rei's face. Therefore, it concluded that the formation was useless. Looking at Jia Yang and the 8 babies, Lin Rei smiled. Then, he turned his head to look at the 2 people in red and black. Looking at them, Lin Rei revealed an expression of fear and his body started to tremble. With a trembling voice and a pale face, he asked, two seniors, may I know why the 2 of you are looking for this lowly one? I have never seen the 2 of you before. At that moment, Lin Rei's performance could be said to be extremely good. There was a saying that the Oscar Golden Man was specially created for Lin Rei. At that moment, he was truly acting like a pig to eat a tiger. His performance was simply too amazing. Amen? Seeing the sudden change in Lin Rei's attitude, the red-clothed old man frowned. A trace of confusion appeared on his face. At that moment, he discovered that he was feeling a little impatient. It was a feeling that he had never felt before. However, he was unable to pinpoint what was wrong with that feeling. However, the black-clothed old man was not like the red-clothed old man. He looked at the red-clothed old man and did not say anything. The black-clothed old man said to Lin Rei, "Boy, don't blame us. After all, killing and robbing is the law of this world. The law of the jungle and the survival of the fittest is the law of this world. The survival of the fittest is the law of this world. Earlier, the 2 of you obtained a fruit and a lot of pretty good heavenly treasures. As long as you hand them over, I guarantee that I will give you a quick death. How about it? I will absolutely not let you suffer the slightest bit of pain. Tell me, how about it, so it's like that?" Hearing the words of the black-robed elder, Lin Li understood. So these 2 had seen the fiery dragon fruit he had found earlier, as well as some other natural treasures, and had wanted to kill him for them. Looking at them, Lin Rei was speechless. F***ck, they're already half dead. Moreover, they're experts above the mid-stage ultimate god realm. Yet, they're willing to put down their status to be the backline of robbers. Lin Rei felt helpless about this. At the same time, Lin Rei was even more annoyed by their actions. Lin Rei did not have any objections to robbing, but he would not allow anyone to put their attention on him. Looking at them, Lin Li continued to ask, "Seniors, I don't know who you are. I'm about to die. You have to let me know why I'm going to die, don't you?" At that moment, Lin Rei was still the same as before. He had an aggrieved and bitter smile on his face as he spoke to the two seniors. He did not look like he was acting at all. In Lin Rei's eyes, there was 100% fear, shock, and various other emotions. It was very complicated. "Oh, that's easy." The black-clothed old man did not refuse Lin Rei's request because he was very confident in his cultivation. "So, listen up, the ancestor is known as the Formation Deity. He's a perfected middle-stage Grandmaster Formation Master from the Formation Sect. Later generations call him the Formation Deity, Zhen Tianyun." At that moment, Zhen Tianyun's face was filled with arrogance as if what he said was amazing. On the other hand, after listening to Zhen Tianyun's introduction, he smiled and said, "The ancestor is the Rain Sect's ancestor. His name is Yuchen." Formation Deity? Yuchen? Formation Sect? Rain Sect? Lin Rei was delighted when he heard them introduce themselves. He sneered in his heart. "Humph, I thought it was some sect. So it's those two sects." Muttering and looking at them, Lin Rei's face was no longer filled with fear. At that moment, Lin Rei's face was filled with mockery, disdain, and mockery. The two ancestors of the Rain Sect and the Array Sect had been paying attention to Lin Li the entire time. When they saw the fear on Lin Li's face suddenly disappear and was replaced by mockery, the laughter in their hearts slowly faded away. What replaced it was a sense of unease that made their hearts uneasy. "You, oh, me? What about me?" Looking at Zhen Tianyun, Lin Rei chuckled. An aura that looked down on the world instantly rose and an invincible aura rushed out of his body. "This brat, why does he give me such a dangerous feeling? Could it be that he was pretending before?" Yu Chen was already guessing in his heart. Sigh. Looking at them, Lin Rei sighed and shook his head. His face was filled with regret. "You." At that moment, the sense of uneasiness grew stronger and stronger. At that moment, they knew that they had been tricked by Lin Rei. Formation God? Ha! You really dare to accept it? You're just a little ancestor-level formation master. You call yourself a god. You're really short-sighted. After saying that, Lin Rei did not waste any more words. He already knew all the information he wanted to know. Next, there was no need for him to keep the formation that enveloped him. With that thought, Lin Rei circulated his cultivation. A terrifying rune appeared in Lin Rei's hand. Rune. Rune. You're from the Talisman Sect? They knew about runes. After all, the old ancestor of the Talisman Sect was from their generation. Looking at the rune in Lin Rei's hand, Zhen Tianyun was shocked. His face turned extremely ugly. It was as if his child had died. His face was extremely ugly. At the side, Yu Tianyun looked at the rune in Lin Rei's hand. An ominous premonition instantly surged in his heart. At that moment, his firm Dao heart was shaken the moment he saw the rune in Lin Rei's hand. He suddenly had the thought of retreating and running away. Lin Li didn't have a chance to kill Tianyun and Tianyun. He looked at the barrier around them and snorted disdainfully. Then, with a wave of his hand, the rune instantly left his hand and fused into the formation at lightning speed. Bang! A loud sound rang out. The barrier that was originally enveloping them, after the loud sound, instantly shattered. Whoosh! Suddenly, the moment the formation shattered, a dozen pillars of light shot out from the ground. They wanted to escape towards their master. Unfortunately, how could Lin Rei give up on such a treasure? Although he had no use for it, the sect behind him definitely had a use for it. As the saying goes, it would be a waste not to take it. Furthermore, it was an item that wanted to kill him. Lin Rei had no qualms about taking it. Come back. Looking at the dozen pillars of light that were rushing towards Shen Tianyun, Lin Rei stretched out his hand. A hand formed by mental energy instantly appeared in front of the pillars of light. Then, without saying anything, he directly reached out and grabbed the pillars of light, not allowing them to escape. You. In the distance, Shen Tianyun saw his formation flags being forcibly taken away by Lin Rei. For a moment, Shen Tianyun's aura surged. He coughed out a mouthful of blood and his face turned pale. The formation flags and the light pillars were divine weapons that he had used his blood to nurture for more than 10,000 years. They had an indelible connection with Shen Tianyun. If he wanted to forcefully erase the imprint left by Shen Tianyun on the formation flags, Shen Tianyun's vitality would be greatly damaged in the end. Pooh! He coughed out another 2 mouthfuls of blood. His body, which was standing proudly in the air, began to tremble. His heart was filled with helplessness. When he saw Lin Rei's means just now, he knew that the person in front of him was not simple. Moreover, it was very likely that he was a Grandmaster Talisman Master. At this moment, Shen Tianyun laughed bitterly in his heart. He laughed bitterly that he had not seen through Lin Rei before. At the same time, he laughed bitterly and helplessly. He had not appeared for a long time. He did not expect that in today's world, their era had long passed. The current era was the era of the strong. Being able to become a late god emperor at such a young age and a talisman master was a blow to his heart. He. Lin Rei was not afraid of Shen Tianyun coughing out blood. At this moment, he withdrew his hand and a dozen formation flags appeared in his hand. Looking at them, Lin Rei smiled. TSK, formation flags that have been nurtured for more than 10,000 years. These are much stronger than supreme-grade divine weapons. The more he thought about it, the more Lin Rei felt that he could not bear to part with them. Even if he was a blacksmith, he would not be able to create such a good thing. Good boy, this thing, you've struck gold this time. Just as Lin Rei was holding the formation flags tightly, an envious voice came from behind him. He. Lin Rei turned his head and looked at 8 treasures. His face was filled with joy. He smiled and said, yes, even I cannot refine this thing. Well, I have a disciple who has inherited my legacy of formations. I was worried about what to bring back for him this time. Now, with these formation flags, I don't have to worry anymore. Pooh! Hearing Lin Rei's words, Shen Tianyun coughed out another mouthful of blood. His heart was filled with endless regret. If he had known this would happen, even if he was beaten to death, he would not have come. However, it was a pity that there was no such thing as regret in this world. Otherwise, Shen Tianyun would have the urge to buy a dozen kilograms. Chapter 769. Heh. Seeing Shen Tianyun and Yu Chen's regretful expression, Lin Rei snorted disdainfully. His eyes were filled with ridicule. You. What do you want? We are the old ancestors of the Rain Sect and Formation Sect. If we fight here, the 2 sects will definitely gang up on you. You must think carefully. Although you are powerful, it does not mean that the people around you are also as powerful as you. At this moment, seeing Shen Tianyun who was tottering beside him, Yu Chen's expression was gloomy. With the arrogance of a superior, he stood in the sky and spoke with disdain towards Lin Rei and the others. However, although Yu Chen said that, he was still very worried in his heart. He did not dare to make any guarantees. Because he had seen how powerful Lin Rei's runes were, his heart began to beat like a drum. However, what Yu Qin did not know was that his little cleverness had caused him to fall into the depths of despair. That was because Lin Rei's bottom line was his family, friends, lovers and family members. Lin Rei's catchphrase was, "Those who touch my reverse scale will die." At this moment, Yu Qin had touched Lin Rei's bottom line. He had touched his reverse scale. Looking at Yu Qin, Lin Rei's gaze became colder and colder. At this moment, his killing intent was no longer present. Boom, a terrifying killing intent and ice-cold aura instantly pressed down on Yu Qin. Accompanying it was Lin Rei's ice-cold and bloodthirsty voice. "Heh. Are you guys tired of dying too slowly? What I hate the most is others using my friends to threaten me. In the past, there were quite a few of them. However, they no longer exist now." After saying that, Lin Rei turned his head to look at Jiayang. Looking at him, Lin Rei said, "I know that you are only following me because you want to solve the problem of your physical body." Yes. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Jiayang's eyes lit up. Immediately after, an excited smile appeared on his face. "If you kill him first, then I will solve the problem of your physical body for you. If I kill him first, then you have to agree to a request of mine. This request will not harm your interests and will not make you go against your own will. I wonder if you dare to accept it?" Lin Rei slowly said to Jiayang. There was a trace of a smile and a bloodthirsty look on his face. "You too?" Yu and Chen were instantly enraged and scared. They were late hierarch experts after all. Moreover, Lin Rei and Jian Wushuang were not trying to hide their voices. Their voices were loud enough for Yu and Chen to hear. As for Lin Rei and Yu Chen's graves, they did not pay any attention to them. At this moment, Lin Rei's gaze was focused on Jiayang. His eyes were filled with anticipation. Is it a bet? Seeing the anticipation in Lin Rei's eyes, Jiayang was stunned and hesitated. Based on the time he spent with Lin Rei, he knew about Lin Rei's nature. What? You don't dare? Looking at Jiayang's hesitation, Lin Li once again tried to provoke him. You need to know that perhaps in this world, only you can help you solve the problem of your physical body. You need to think carefully. I won't make this promise to you at any time. As soon as these words came out, Jiayang's face was filled with anxiety. He had been hesitating about the problem of his physical body breaking through. All these years, he had been having a headache about the shackles of his physical body. Now that he finally found someone who could solve the problem, he began to worry. Brat, are you courting death? Seeing Lin Rei and Jian Wushuang not paying any attention to them from afar, Yu Tianchen was enraged. He had always been in a high position. How could he endure being ignored by others? All right. Since you're courting death, then come at me. Let me see how strong a late hierarch expert like you is. Feeling Yu Tianchen's intention, Lin Rei sneered in his heart. Immediately, he took out his chaotic dragon spear and disappeared from his original spot. Jiayang, I'll leave the injured one to you. I'll only give you 1 minute to think about it. If you still can't make a decision after 1 minute, then I'm sorry. You won't have the chance to get the answer to break through the shackles of your physical body from me. Lin Rei disappeared, but his voice was deeply transmitted into Jiayang's ears. Humph, old man. I originally wanted to let you live a little longer. I didn't expect you to court death like this. Since that's the case, don't blame me for being impolite. At this moment, Lin Rei suddenly appeared 5 meters away from Yu Tianchen. The chaotic dragon spear in his hand was placed horizontally in front of Yu Tianchen. The tip of the spear was pointed at Yu Tianchen. Break for me. Looking at the spear that was about to pierce through his body, Yu Tianchen's heart trembled. Immediately, he didn't care about the consequences. He didn't care about Jin Tianyun, who was injured because his formation flag was snatched away. He immediately took out a 3-feet-long sword and circulated his cultivation base. With the might of a late hierarch, he fiercely slashed forward. Mountain wind and rain sword style, first style, drizzle sword. Break for me. Suddenly, water droplets appeared out of nowhere and surrounded Lin Rei's body, wrapping him within. Brat, do you really think that I'm afraid of the cold? Yu Tianchen sneered in his heart when he saw that he was surrounded by his own techniques. Looking at the water droplets around him, Lin Rei's eyes were filled with disdain. Looking at Yu Tianchen, Lin Rei didn't care about him at all. He took a step forward and his body directly disappeared into the water droplets that were wrapping around him. Whoosh, whoosh. The sound of weapons clashing rang out. The moment Lin Li entered the water droplet, the sound instantly filled the ears of everyone present. Yu Tianchen, who had been looking at Lin Li with disdain, was shocked when he saw that Lin Li had completely ignored the first stance of his Sword of the Rain and Mountain Sword technique. This was something he had not expected. He had not expected that Lin Li's physical body would be so strong that he could completely ignore his techniques. Moreover, this was something he had never experienced before because he had never seen someone with such a strong physical body. At this moment, he was stunned. Even the injured Jin Tianyun was shocked and stunned. Humph, a frog at the bottom of the well. How dare you call yourself an old ancestor in front of a spectator? You really don't know what you're talking about. Lin Rei didn't stand a chance against Yu Tian and Yu Tianchen's shock. Since you've already made your move, I can't fall behind. As the saying goes, it's impolite not to reciprocate. If that's the case, eat my spear. Having said that, Lin Rei's long spear was held horizontally and the silent thunder spear art was activated. In an instant, lightning flashed on Hun Dun's body and combined with his lightning attribute spiritual root. BZZT, 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 suddenly, the sound of thunder and lightning was heard from the chaotic dragon spear. A terrifying bolt of lightning rushed out, carrying a huge amount of pressure and the chaotic dragon spear. In the blink of an eye, it was in front of Yu Tianchen, who was still in a daze. Yu Tianchen, who was still in a daze, felt a strong sense of danger coming from in front of him. When he saw the spear coming towards him, he instinctively wanted to dodge, but it was too late. At the same time, he knew that if he was hit by the spear, he would be severely injured, if not killed. Moreover, he would be hit by the spear. By then, his combat strength would decrease gradually. Block it. In the end, he couldn't dodge it in time. A huge black shield appeared in front of him. Clang. Crack. Poof, the sound of metal colliding was heard, followed by the sound of something breaking and piercing flesh. Humph, I didn't expect you to have such a treasure. You're indeed an old ancestor. At this moment, Lin Rei's eyes were fixed on the black shield in front of Yu Tianchen. Lin Rei was shocked. He knew the origin of the chaotic dragon spear. Now that it was able to block his spear, it was enough to show how strong the shield was. However, no matter how strong it was still pierced by the chaotic dragon spear. Of course, Lin Rei knew that this was not enough to kill Yu Tianchen. If it wasn't for the black shield in front of him, perhaps Yu Tianchen would have become a cold corpse. Unfortunately, poof. Yu Tianchen spat out a mouthful of blood. His face was contorted in pain. He lowered his head and looked at the spear that had pierced his right chest. Yu Tianchen was terrified. Phew. Fortunately, it was my right chest that was stabbed. If it was my left chest, I'm afraid I would be dead by now. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but feel fear in his heart. Cold sweat flowed down his forehead uncontrollably. In the distance, when Jia Yang saw how clean Lin Li was, he was momentarily stunned. This Linley was completely different from the Linley he had fought with before. The current Linley was filled with viciousness. His entire body was filled with a vicious aura. His killing intent was surging. At this moment, he knew that the Linley he had fought with before had not used his full strength at all. At the same time, thinking about Lin Rei's words, he became nervous. He knew that he didn't have much time left. There are still 20 breaths left. The time I gave you is almost up. Why? Have you thought it through? Just when Jia Yang was hesitating and nervous, Lin Rei suddenly reminded him. Hearing Lin Rei's reminder, Jia Yang became even more nervous. Jia Yang was very conflicted. His instinct told him that he had to accept the bet. However, he felt that there was something that was preventing him from accepting the bet. I won't force you. There are still 15 breaths left. As he spoke, he no longer paid attention to Jia Yang. But in reality, Linley was extremely nervous. He was afraid that Jia Yang wouldn't agree. After all, if Jia Yang agreed, then he wouldn't be too far away from being able to take Jia Yang as his own. After saying that, Lin Rei no longer paid attention to Jia Yang. However, his consciousness was still paying attention to Jia Yang. His gaze was fixed on Yu Tianchen, who was in front of him. Looking at him, Lin Rei's mouth slightly rose and he revealed a cold smile. Stop struggling. You're no match for me. Die. After saying that, Lin Rei took back his spear and placed it behind his back. He took a step forward and instantly arrived behind Yu Tianchen. Looking at Yu Tianchen's pale face that was distorted by pain, the cold smile on Lin Rei's face became even wider. You. What do you want me to do for you to let me go? At that instant, Yu Tianchen begged for forgiveness. He was afraid. After the fight just now, although it was only a short exchange, he knew that he wasn't the opponent of the young man in front of him. The right side of his chest was extremely malevolent. He was inferior to him and his strength was even more inferior. Right now, the only way for him to survive was to beg for forgiveness. He didn't want his 100,000 years of cultivation to go down the drain just like that. He didn't want to and he couldn't afford to lose. Are you joking? Looking at Yu Tianchen with an astonished gaze, Lin Rei revealed a cold smile. Before, when he used his family members to threaten him, Yu Tianchen was already on Lin Rei's must-kill list. No matter how strong his cultivation was, in front of Lin Rei, he was still a dead man. At that instant, seeing the ice-cold killing intent in Lin Rei's eyes, the last bit of hope in Yu Tianchen's heart was completely destroyed. He knew that today, no matter what, he couldn't leave. Brat, since you don't want to give me a chance to live, then I'll just die here. Suddenly, Yu Tianchen roared, his eyes widened and his cultivation suddenly skyrocketed. He didn't care about the blood flowing out of his right chest, exposing his late hierarch cultivation. Feeling the energy coming from Yu Tianchen's body, Lin Rei's face turned cold, his eyes were filled with mockery and disdain. You want to self-destruct? You should see if you have the ability to do so. Lin Rei knew Yu Tianchen's intention and sneered. He didn't give him any chance. Needless to say, the self-destruction of a late hierarch expert was extremely destructive. Therefore, Lin Rei wouldn't allow such a thing to happen. Swoosh, Lin Rei's figure turned into a bolt of lightning. He was still in the same place a second ago, but the next moment, he was already beside Yu Tianchen. Devouring heavenly art, devour. In an instant, the devouring heavenly art was activated and his two hands were placed on Yu Tianchen's back. Suddenly, a devouring force appeared and started to affect the violent energy in Yu Tianchen's body. What? Yu Tianchen's face was filled with madness. He wanted to self-destruct to take Lin Rei down with him, but at this moment, He could feel the energy in his body that was about to self-destruct suddenly rushing towards his back. Asterisk swoosh, asterisk at this moment, Jia Yang who was standing far away looked at Yu Tianchen's current state. He thought about the bet that Lin Rei had mentioned. There were only a few breaths left. At this moment, Jia Yang didn't have time to think about anything else. He made up his mind and activated his cultivation. He instantly rushed out and arrived in front of Zhen Tianyun in the blink of an eye. A long spear was shot out, carrying a destructive energy towards Zhen Tianyun. He finally moved. Lin Rei's face revealed a smile when he felt Jia Yang's action. He felt relieved. He had done what he wanted to do and the thing that he was looking forward to had finally happened. Therefore, there was no need to keep Yu Tianchen alive. Looking at him, Lin Rei's eyes were filled with killing intent. In an instant, he activated the star finger and stabbed towards Yu Tianchen's back. Swish. With a swish sound, Lin Li's finger, carrying an enormous amount of energy, pierced through Yu Chen's heart without any resistance at all, coming out from the back. Everything happened in the blink of an eye. At this moment, Yu Tianchen lowered his head with an ashen face and looked at the hand that had pierced through his chest. His eyes were filled with unwillingness, regret and endless grievance. Chapter 770. Yu Tianchen's life force was slowly fading away. The fear and death chi in his eyes became thicker and thicker. How is this possible? How can I, Yu Tianchen, lose to a late-stage God Emperor Jr.? How is this possible? I can't accept this. Yu Tianchen was filled with disbelief as he roared in a low voice. Fresh blood kept flowing out of his mouth. At this moment, Yu Tianchen's fate had caused Zhen Tianyun to lose his will to fight. As for Lin Li's strength, he had already seen it for himself. Therefore, it was very likely that the person who was rushing over to fight with him was also a madman like him. At this moment, Zhen Tianyun suddenly turned around. He did not care about the pain in his body. He used his cultivation and flew away. At this moment, he only wanted to leave as soon as possible. This place was too terrifying for him. It would be a nightmare for him for the rest of his life. Where do you think you're going? At this moment, Zhen Tianyun rushed over with lightning speed. Originally, he could have fought a great battle and completed Lin Rei's bet. But now, he had just arrived and Zhen Tianyun had already fled. This made him dumbfounded. However, Jia Yang did not stand still. He stared blankly at Zhen Tianyun's departure. Instead, the moment Zhen Tianyun escaped, Jia Yang rushed over with his full speed. Whether it was for the sake of the battle or for the sake of Lin Rei's bet, he would not allow such a thing to happen. He would not allow the prey he had set his eyes on to disappear in front of his eyes. Lin Rei, who was standing behind Yu Tianchen, sensed all kinds of actions. Suddenly, the corner of his mouth rose, revealing a mysterious smile. Seems like I've won this round. As he spoke, Lin Li stared thoughtfully at Yu Tianchen, who was in front of him. He watched as Yu Tianchen's life force began to fade faster and faster. For a moment, Lin Li frowned. He knew exactly how powerful the life force of a supreme god was. Seems like you're going to die too soon. I guess your corpse is the only thing of value. After saying that, Lin Rei's eyes flashed with contempt. Immediately after, he pierced through Yu Tianchen's hand. At this moment, Lin Rei used his strength and pulled out Yu Tianchen's hand from his chest. Suddenly, at the instant Lin Rei's hand pulled out of Yu Chen's chest, a strand of scalding fresh blood sprayed out. The scene was extremely horrifying, and it gave others the feeling as if their scalps were about to explode, causing them to tremble with fear. I can't accept this. This roar was filled with unwillingness, helplessness, and regret. His voice was so loud that it was probably the last of Yu Chen's strength. He wanted to use his body and mind to replace his unwillingness and regret. He regretted going against Lin Rei with his words and regretted coming here. However, he was unwilling to accept this because he had yet to break through the saint's world that he wanted to break through the most in his life. He could not do it. With a thud, his heart was hollowed out. His body convulsed, and when Yu Chen's body no longer had any strength to support itself, he fell forward and crashed onto the ground. In the blink of an eye, his life force was flowing faster and faster. After half a minute, Yu Chen's life force was completely exhausted and returned to the starry sky. Looking at Yu Tianchen's corpse, Lin Li's eyes did not have the slightest hint of pity, nor did he have the slightest hint of guilt or sympathy. Towards those who had threatened him, Lin Li would never let them off. As for those who had once threatened him, they had long since gone to hell, never to appear again. Bam! Die! On the other side, Jia Yang had caught up to Zhen Tianyun. Without saying a word, he threw a punch at Zhen Tianyun's back. With a muffled thud, Zhen Tianyun was running away in a panic and did not have the slightest intention to fight. As a result, when Jia Yang caught up to him, Jia Yang's punch landed on his back. Whoosh! The sound of something breaking through the air could be heard. Zhen Tianyun's body was sent flying by Jia Yang's punch until he was 100 meters away. Due to Jia Yang's overwhelming strength, there were no obstacles that could block Zhen Tianyun's body. Plop! 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 After flying 100 meters away, Zhen Tianyun finally fell on the ground. His body that was rolling on the ground no longer had the momentum from before. In the end, Zhen Tianyun arrived in front of a tree and was blocked by the tree. Plop! Zhen Tianyun spat out a mouthful of blood. His face revealed an extremely painful expression. With one hand on the ground, he could not help but cover his painful chest with his other hand. He was breathing with great difficulty. Cough! Cough! Because of the pain in his chest, Zhen Tianyun coughed violently the moment he breathed. Blood kept flowing out from his mouth. Within the blood, one could see bits and pieces of his internal organs. How? How is this possible? One is already like this. Why is there another abnormal one now? He could feel his internal organs trembling violently. His internal organs were all blown out of their original places by the punch just now. His internal organs were even starting to rupture. The bones in his body were also damaged beyond recognition by the punch just now. Just the ribs in his chest, under Jia Yang's attack just now, 12 of them were broken. There was even one rib that was infinitely close to his heart. If that rib was 1 millimeter closer, his heart would probably be pierced through by the rib, just like how Yu Tianchen died. Tell me. Do you guys have nothing better to do? Coming out to kill and rob when you have nothing better to do? With your cultivation, you guys should be people of virtue and prestige in the divine realm. But now, you've become like this. Do you regret it? The elder Zhen Tianyun and Jia Yang spoke in a low voice with a regretful expression. Plop! Zhen Tianyun spat out a mouthful of blood. His face was filled with shame from Jia Yang's words. His arrogance was revealed. He knew that he could be an expert respected by everyone, but he had already stepped onto a path of no return. He also believed that Lin Rei and Jia Yang would not let him go. That's enough. Hurry up and finish this. We still have to hurry on our way. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was looking at Zhen Tianyun from the side, couldn't stand Zhen Tianyun's hesitation and immediately urged him. Okay. Jia Yang was stunned by Lin Rei's impatience. He nodded subconsciously. You. Zhen Tianyun, who was lying on the ground 100 meters away from them, was seriously injured and could no longer move. His face instantly turned pale and the last bit of hope in his heart completely disappeared. There's no other way. Looking at Zhen Tianyun's frightened face, Jia Yang helplessly took a step forward and arrived in front of Zhen Tianyun in the blink of an eye. Looking at him, Jia Yang said, "You guys are the ones who started this. Moreover, how long do you think you have left? You're just struggling at death's door. So, die." Saying that, Jia Yang did not give Zhen Tianyun any chance to speak. Immediately after he finished speaking, he clenched his hand into a fist and blasted it towards Zhen Tianyun's head with his mid-divine realm physical strength. Bang! Just a moment ago, Zhen Tianyun was still lying on the ground, but in the next moment, a late hierarch expert was killed by Jia Yang. Trying to run away? However, the moment Jia Yang blasted Zhen Tianyun's head, a mini version of Zhen Tianyun rushed out from the corpse on the ground and flew towards the sky at a speed that was invisible to the naked eye. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had been observing Jia Yang with his sharp divine sense, saw the mini version of Zhen Tianyun suddenly rushing out. Suddenly, a sneer appeared on his face. "Break for me." In an instant, Lin Rei waved his hand and a terrifying lightning instantly rushed out from his palm. It was faster than the mini version of Zhen Tianyun and caught up with him in the blink of an eye. Then, it blasted Zhen Tianyun into pieces and disappeared from the world. Phew! Little guy, you're still able to escape with your primordial spirit in front of me. Really? Seeing Zhen Tianyun's primordial spirit shattered, Lin Rei felt relieved. As the saying goes, if you don't remove the roots when cutting the weeds, they'll grow again when the spring breeze blows. Lin Rei had understood this principle since the first day he stepped into the world of cultivation. Sigh. At the side, seeing Lin Rei's action, Jia Yang sighed in his heart and a trace of disappointment appeared on his face. It seems that my cultivation is still too low. I didn't expect that I would still be able to detect Zhen Tianyun's primordial spirit escaping. At this moment, Jia Yang began to reflect on himself. With regards to Jia Yang's current feelings, Linli was extremely clear. Ignoring him, he went to Yu Chen's side and took the storage ring on his hand as well as the Qianquan bag on his waist. Without looking at them, he turned around and took a step forward. In an instant, he arrived beside Zhen Tianyun. Just like before, he took Zhen Tianyun's storage ring and Qianquan bag. At this moment, Lin Rei focused his gaze on Jia Yang once again. Looking at him, Lin Rei's face revealed a smile of success. He said to Jia Yang, "How is it? You've lost this bet." Hearing Lin Rei's words, Jia Yang wanted to explain himself, but in the end, he realized that he didn't have a reason. "You, tell me. What do you want me to do?" At this moment, Jia Yang was very regretful. If he had agreed earlier, he might have had a chance to live. Maybe he could have obtained something that could solve the problem of his physical body's shackles. But now, because of his hesitation, he didn't get what he wanted the most and missed it by a hair's breadth. This regret was the most unforgettable thing in his life. At the same time, this lesson told him that in the future, he couldn't be indecisive and hesitant. Because this could delay a lot of things. Looking at Jia Yang, Lin Rei chuckled. Then, he told him what he had planned in his heart. "My conditions are also very harsh. I won't let you go against your heart, but I also won't let you do anything that offends the heavens, reason, and morals." Amen? Hearing that, Jia Yang was delighted. He then asked, "Then what is it?" "Become my subordinate and join my Xuanzong sect. Become a member of my Xuanzong sect. What do you think?" At this moment, Lin Rei told Jia Yang what he had planned from the moment he saw him. What? At this moment, Jia Yang was shocked. His eyes were filled with disbelief. He didn't expect that Lin Rei's bet was to have him become a disciple of his sect. However, a problem arose. If he were to join the Xuanzong sect, then where would his sect be? However, his master had taught him from a young age that honesty was not to be disobeyed. Since he had made a move earlier, it meant that he had accepted Linley's bet. But now, what Linley wanted him to do was to change his allegiance. How could he not be troubled? I know what you're thinking. Seeing Jia Yang's affectionate attitude, Lin Rei immediately guessed what he was thinking. Then, without waiting for Jia Yang to speak, he immediately said, I don't mind if you're a member of another sect. I won't let you change your sect, nor will I let you go against your sect. What I want is for you to become a guest elder of my Xuanzong sect. It's that simple? Hearing Lin Rei's explanation, Jia Yang's face was filled with disbelief. What Lin Rei said just now was completely possible, but he didn't believe that it was true. Nonsense. Hearing Jia Yang's words, Lin Rei rolled his eyes at him and let him experience it for himself. Kill. Suddenly, just as Jia Yang was about to agree to Linley's request, before he could even finish his words, a bone-chilling, emotionless voice entered the ears of Linley, Jia Yang, as well as the distant Pixiu and the others. What's going on? Hearing the endless sounds of battle, Linley was stunned. The smile on his face disappeared, replaced by a boundless coldness, an icy coldness. Bang, Chen Yuchen's corpse could be seen. A hand suddenly stretched out from the ground, followed by another hand, then the head, then the body. In the end, a person completely crawled out from the ground and squatted in front of the corpse. A scene that Lin Rei and the others could not forget appeared. The person who had appeared out of nowhere grabbed Yu Tianchen's corpse in disgust and began to chew. From the crunching sounds, Linley could tell that this person was definitely gnawing on a fucking bone. What's going on? Why did this thing come out? Seeing the person gnawing on Yu Tianchen's corpse, Lin Rei's eyes were filled with confusion. He remembered that the system said that this kind of thing would only appear in the first heaven. And now, it appeared here. Bang, immediately after, just as Lin Rei thought of this, along with the continuous sounds, within a radius of 1,000 meters, with Lin Rei as the center, one hand after another came out from the ground, then two hands, then the whole body. Finally, all of them appeared in front of Lin Rei and the others' eyes. Looking at these people that suddenly appeared, the only possibility that Lin Rei could think of was that he should not be far from the first heaven. Otherwise, it would be impossible for so many corpses to appear. And the reason why they appeared at this time should be because of the blood that flowed out from Zhen Tianyun and Yu Tianchen's bodies after their deaths. Roar, one after another, beast-like roars came out from the corpses that appeared within 1,000 meters. At this moment, the scene was like a group of corpses dancing wildly, causing one's scalp to go numb. This kind of scene was not common. Chapter 771. More and more corpses appeared. As for the corpses of Yu Tianchen and Zhen Tianyun, they were completely devoured by the corpses that appeared previously. They were so clean that not even their bones were left. The two corpses disappeared, but the thousands of corpses turned their attention to Lin Rei and the others. At this moment, the corpses seemed to have gone mad as they charged towards Lin Rei and the others. Seems like it is time to raise my cultivation. At this moment, Lin Rei did not think about escaping or fear. Instead, he was thinking about how to raise his cultivation. If Lin Rei's thoughts were known by Jia Yang, Pai Xiu, Ba Bao and the others, they would most likely look at him with the same gaze. According to ordinary people, the first thing they would think of when they saw such a scene would be to escape. But Lin Rei's thoughts were completely different from theirs. At this moment, Jia Yang saw so many corpses appearing in his surroundings. For a moment, his heart tightened and his mind trembled. He raised his head with a solemn expression. This was the first time he saw such a scene. In the past, he had never seen such a scene before. Furthermore, he could clearly feel a sense of fear from the bodies of these corpses. He felt a kind of power that made him fearful. This kind of power startled him and made him fearful. Even when he faced Lin Rei, he did not have such a strong feeling. But to these corpses that were not all humans, deities, demons and demons, he could feel it. How is it? Kill. Just as Jia Yang was feeling uncertain, Lin Rei's calm voice came from the side. This voice was like a calming pill, calming down Jia Yang's trembling heart. He no longer felt that nervous feeling from before. Amen. No choice, we can only do this. Turning his head, he said to Lin Rei. Following that, a spear appeared in Jia Yang's hand. He circulated his cultivation technique, causing his fleshy body to expand. The pressure of a late-stage god emperor rushed out. It was as if he wanted to continue fighting. Looking at Jia Yang's current demeanor and appearance, Lin Rei's face revealed a trace of a smile. Immediately, he warned Pai Xiu and the others in the distance, "Pai Xiu, you guys be careful. This place is a bit strange. You must be careful. You must not let yourself get hurt. If you really can't stand it, inform me. Do you understand?" *CK, I was actually underestimated. Listening to Lin Rei's advice, Pai Xiu did not give him a good look. It rolled its eyes and handed it over to Lin Rei to let him experience it. Ah, this brat. At the side, 8th Bao Bao listened to Lin Rei's words and looked at the Pai Xiu's angry appearance. He smiled in his heart and did not say anything. However, he was still a little afraid of the corpses around him. After all, this was not the outside world, but a place full of Yin energy. It was a place that had forcefully transformed a treasure land into a Yin energy land. He had to be careful of the things that existed in this place. As the saying goes, caution is the parent of safety. If one often walks by the river, how can one's shoes not get wet? It is always better to be safe than sorry. Whoosh! At this moment, Lin Rei held the chaotic dragon spear in his hand. At this moment, Lin Rei was serious. After all, this matter was related to him breaking through to the hierarch realm. He did not dare to be careless. Be careful later. When this matter is over, tell me your answer. Stand here and use all your strength. Let me see how strong your strength is. Lin Rei said indifferently. Oh, don't worry. I will definitely let you see it. In response to Lin Li's words, Jia Yang nodded his head and didn't say anything else. Instead, he turned all of his gazes towards the corpses in front of him and around them. All right. Listening to Jia Yang's words, Lin Rei's face revealed a smile of expectation. He then nodded and said, in that case, let's kill them. Whoosh, after saying that, Lin Rei's figure instantly disappeared from the place. At this moment, it was as if he had turned into a lightning bolt. Wherever he went, there would be a flash of lightning. Awoo! However, what was even more shocking was that the moment Lin Rei disappeared, the 9 azure dragons instantly rushed out with a majestic and grand dragon aura. They instantly rushed into the group of corpses and began to kill the corpses. Tisk. At this moment, Lin Rei who was rushing forward felt the 9 azure dragons' actions at this moment. The corner of Lin Rei's mouth rose slightly, revealing a bloodthirsty look. Immediately after, he began his killing spree and his journey to the hierarch realm. Silent Thunder Spear Art, Break, Dragon Subduing Step, 3rd level, fully activated. Astral Finger, Astral Annihilation, Destroy for me. At this moment, Lin Rei used the most crazy attack he had ever used since he entered the cultivation world. At this moment, Lin Rei was like the god of the 9 heavens descending to the world. He was like the god of death from the 9 nether, killing the group of corpses as if there was no one there. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for killing a perfected hierarch realm expert who has almost entered the saint realm. The reward is 1 million redemption points, 30 million experience points. Damn, what's going on? Suddenly, Lin Rei was stunned when he heard the system's notification. His heart was filled with excitement. 1 million redemption points. This number was too important for Lin Rei. One should know that he was still in a state of debt. Now that he had 1 million redemption points, his debt with the system would be much lighter. As for the 30 million experience points, it was nothing to Lin Rei. Compared to the amount of experience points Lin Rei had at this moment, it was like a drop in the ocean. Like a yak entering the sea, the 30 million experience points were like scratching an itch for Lin Rei. There was no practical change at all. However, Lin Rei was surprised that he had killed a perfected hierarch realm expert who had almost entered the Saint realm. Young man, don't stop. It's time for you to improve your cultivation. At this moment, the system's voice was heard while Lin Rei was still in a daze. What's going on, system? I didn't kill a half-saint expert. What's going on? At this moment, Lin Rei could not return to his normal state if he did not get to the bottom of it. Seeing Lin Rei being so stubborn, the system was helpless. In the end, it could only compromise and explain to Lin Rei, most of the people here are powerful people who have died in the ancient times. Their cultivation was already this strong when they were alive. Therefore, no matter how strong they are now, the system will determine that you have killed a half-saint expert. That's why you have such experience points. Moreover, if you can continue killing like this, then, it will be even better. Also, do you think you can repay the redemption points and reputation points that you owe the system in your normal state? Lin Rei was speechless at the system's words. He did not try to defend himself. After all, what the system said was very correct. Enough. Stop dilly-dallying. Hurry up and attack. Looking at Lin Rei, the system directly roared at him. Then, it disappeared without saying anything. Hee. Seeing that the system's voice had disappeared, Lin Rei revealed a bloodthirsty expression. Then, he clenched the primal chaos dragon spear in his hand and returned to his previous state. In an instant, he charged into the crowd of corpses. And at that moment, on the other side, Jia Yang was unwilling to fall behind. Seeing how powerful Lin Li was, he didn't want to fall behind either. Immediately after, the spear in his hand flickered and he instantly rushed in front of a corpse. Dang! A sound similar to the sound of metal colliding rang out. What caused Jia Yang's expression to turn ugly was that at this moment, the spear in his hand pierced out. What caused him to be in disbelief was that even though the spear was nailed into the corpse's head, it was only nailed there. The spearhead did not seem to have the slightest intention of entering the corpse's body. Seeing this, Jia Yang was shocked. His expression turned ugly. How could this be? How could this be? My Dragon Soul Spear is a top-grade deity weapon. In addition to my late-stage God Emperor cultivation, how could I not kill him in one strike? Furthermore, I did not even break through his skin. While Jia Yang was puzzled and shocked, the corpse that was nailed by Jia Yang's spear became furious. In an instant, it dodged Jia Yang's spear and arrived in front of Jia Yang. It could only see a fist rushing towards it as fast as lightning. Fuck. A vulgar word escaped from his mouth. Immediately, he gave up on the spear in his hand and clasped his hands together to block the incoming fist. With a loud bang, Shi's fists landed on Jia Yang's arms. Suddenly, a terrifying power came from Shi's fists. In the end, it directly entered Jia Yang's arms and then his entire body. So, a figure flew out, forming a perfect parabola in the air. In the end, the figure flew back dozens of meters before stopping with great difficulty. Who? Luckily. At this moment, the person who flew back was none other than Jia Yang, who clasped his hands together to block the corpse's fist. Fortunately, his cultivation was strong. Even though he was sent flying, he still used his perfect body to land on the ground in a sorry state. At the moment when he landed on the ground, Jia Yang did a perfect 360-degree rotation in the air and landed perfectly on the ground. At this moment, the corpse who was standing on the ground saw that Jia Yang was not killed by his fist. Immediately, an endless feeling surged in his heart. Killing intent instantly rushed out of his body. At this moment, the corpse was furious. Perhaps it was because he was a super expert when he was alive. Even though thousands of years had passed, the pride in his heart was still not worn away by time. Awu, the corpse who was enraged by Jia Yang, used his full strength. His figure flashed and instantly disappeared. Fuck. Why? Seeing his opponent disappear, Jia Yang's heart was filled with endless confusion and doubt. He did not understand why a corpse would have such a strong existence. Looking at Lin Rei, he was completely different from Jia Yang. At this moment, Lin Rei could be said to be entering and exiting 3 times as if he was entering an unstoppable state. Seeing Lin Rei's actions, Jia Yang had an indescribable urge to cry. At this moment, Jia Yang was even more determined to enter Lin Rei's sect, the 9 Heavens Xuanzong sect. At this moment, Jia Yang attributed Lin Rei's current might to his powerful fleshy body. But what he did not know was that being able to kill the corpse was not entirely because of his powerful fleshy body. More importantly, it was because of the primal chaos dragon spear in Lin Rei's hand. This dragon spear had been left behind during the Hongmeng era. It was an existence that belonged to the Hongmeng era. Furthermore, those 9 azure dragons were also products of the Great Desolate era. Thinking about it, to be able to fuse 9 azure dragons into a spear, how shocking would the grade of this spear be? However, the current grade of the spear would change according to the strength of its owner. At this moment, Lin Rei was only a late-stage god emperor. Thus, the primal chaos dragon spear was only at the half-step sacred weapon grade. Chapter 772. This roar, this aura, this murderous aura. Who is it? How can he emit such a strong murderous aura? Jia Yang, who also sensed it, was extremely shocked. It was his first time sensing such a murderous aura. Just the pressure from the roar alone made Jia Yang feel an endless sense of danger. Roar, furious roars rang out one after another. The corpses that had been biting and attacking Linli and the others all froze in place when they heard that terrifying roar. They no longer attacked Linli and the others in a frenzy. They no longer bit and attacked Linli and the others. This scene caused Linli and the others to be stunned. However, by now, Linli had more or less guessed what was going on. In the ancient corpse trove, other than the masters of the 1st, 2nd and 3rd heaven, Lin Rei couldn't think of anyone else who could make the corpses stop moving in an instant and make them be respectful. Moreover, according to the time he entered, this place shouldn't be far from the 1st heaven. Therefore, Lin Rei guessed that the roar just now should be from the master of the 1st heaven, the human corpse. According to the system and the pressure and murderous aura that Lin Rei emitted from the roar, Lin Rei had a rough understanding of the human corpse's overall strength. After understanding everything, he looked to Jia Yang and a smile appeared on his face. Immediately after, he explained to Jia Yang, "Don't worry, it's fine. The roar from earlier was merely from the weakest of the 3 masters here." The weakest, the weakest? Jia Yang couldn't help but swallow a mouthful of saliva after listening to Lin Rei's explanation. His face showed a trace of a bitter smile. He knew very well that just now, he could feel that his strength was inferior to the other party. Even if it was the weakest of the 3 masters in the ancient corpse trove, he wouldn't be able to defeat him. Don't worry. Now that you have my primal chaos dragon spear, you shouldn't have any problems dealing with this group of corpses. As for the human corpse, leave it to me. I also want to see how different an early hierarch human corpse is from a divine cultivator. I also want to see what kind of difference there is between them. At this moment, Lin Rei gave Jia Yang a sedative to calm him down. Faced with that, Jia Yang revealed an expression of helplessness. Earlier, he had thought that his strength was already extremely powerful. However, now that he had returned to this place, he realized that his strength was actually still very weak. Especially after meeting Lin Rei, this feeling became even more obvious. All right. Then be careful. Jia Yang was powerless against human corpses. Now, he could only say such comforting words. Don't worry, who am I? I'm Lin Rei, your direct superior in the future. How could anything happen to me? Feeling the deep worry in Jia Yang's eyes, Lin Rei chuckled and said heartlessly. After that, he didn't say any more superfluous words and disappeared from where he stood. Illusory spirit blood fire. Suddenly, Lin Rei's figure appeared 100 meters away. His entire body was wrapped in clothes that were transformed from illusory spirit blood fire. His entire person was like a fire god, like a demon god that had descended from hell. Everyone couldn't help but feel a sense of dread rising in their hearts. Star Finger. First finger star extermination, second finger universe extermination, third finger break the dome of heaven. At this moment, before the human corpses arrived, Lin Rei wouldn't waste any time and foolishly waited for them to arrive. At this moment, Lin Rei activated the illusory spirit blood fire and used the first, second, and third moves of Star Finger. Moreover, he also used the profound of the illusory spirit blood fire that could extinguish all Yin energy and began to wantonly slaughter the human corpses. PFFF, with a single point of Star Finger, a human corpse fell down with a loud bang. Immediately after, the system transmitted a reward notification and experience notification in his mind. Lin Rei was already numb to it. Perhaps it was because the system notifications were transmitted one after another, but in the end, Lin Rei directly ignored them. In the end, he wholeheartedly immersed himself in the slaughter. At this moment, wherever Lin Rei passed by, there would be ashes of the illusory spirit blood fire or corpses that had yet to be completely incinerated. As the saying goes, kill a person with every step, leave no one behind for 1,000 miles. At this moment, Lin Rei had already achieved this saying. He had even achieved this saying to the extreme. Wherever Lin Rei passed by, there would be corpses that would fall down and die. This scene was seen by Jia Yang from afar. His heart fiercely shook and the saliva in his mouth couldn't be stopped. Even when his mouth was dry, Jia Yang was still salivating. It wasn't that Jia Yang was exaggerating. It was just that Lin Rei's current actions were too crazy. It made him have the urge to cry. Previously, he was still worried because Lin Rei had given him his weapon. But now, seeing this scene, Jia Yang didn't have any worries at all. Because, he knew that Lin Rei's methods were far beyond the scope of his knowledge. GP just like the illusory spirit blood fire on the surface of Lin Rei's body. He had never seen this thing before. He had never even heard of it before. Jia Yang knew about the heavenly flame. However, he had never heard of this kind of blood-colored flame. Even the ancient books didn't have any records of it. Moreover, Jia Yang believed that even his master who knew everything in the world might not know what the flame on the surface of Lin Rei's body was. Ah! Bastard, stop. Stop right now. Otherwise, this daddy will make you die a horrible death. Suddenly, when Jia Yang was in a daze and Lin Rei had entered into a frenzy of killing, the voice of the human corpse came closer and closer. A small black dot could be seen on the horizon. Heh! Idiot! Lin Rei, who didn't stop his killing, raised his head and looked at the small black dot on the horizon. His eyes were filled with disdain. Lin Rei's eyes were filled with disdain. Don't be cold. In a while, I will leave this place to you. I will go and take care of the first heavenly layer master's corpse. Turning his head, Lin Rei looked at the dazed Jia Yang and couldn't help but say. Oh. Understood. At this moment, Jia Yang, who was awakened by Lin Rei's voice, revealed a trace of awkwardness on his face. Then, he nodded repeatedly and replied. The small black dot on the horizon was getting bigger and bigger. In less than half a minute, the small black dot slowly grew bigger and finally turned into a person. The person appeared beside Lin Rei. Floating in the air, the human corpse stood above Lin Rei and looked at Lin Rei, who was in a frenzy of killing. He looked at Lin Rei and roared, "Who are you? Why are you killing my subordinates? Don't tell me you don't know who I am." Lin Rei didn't pay any attention to the human corpse's words. He stretched out his hand and shot out a star finger that was infused with illusory spirit blood fire. After killing the corpse in front of him, he stopped his killing. At this moment, it was unknown whether the group of corpses were afraid of Lin Rei or they saw the human corpse approaching. At this moment, the group of corpses no longer bombarded Lin Rei. Instead, they retreated to the side and surrounded the others. A beast-like roar came from the retreating corpses. Looking at them, Lin Rei's face showed a hint of disappointment. "Sigh, I thought you guys could enter the ultimate god realm. Looks like it's impossible now." The slightly disappointed Lin Rei stepped into the air and stood parallel to the human corpse. Lin Rei smiled as he looked at the human corpse in front of him and felt the aura and cultivation level from the human corpse. Tisk, although his cultivation level is only at the early stage of the ultimate god realm, he's still a leader. I wonder if killing him will give me double the experience points or other rewards. At this moment, looking at the human corpse, Lin Rei didn't feel fear at all. Instead, there was a hint of longing on his face. "Speak, human. What are you trying to do? Why are you killing my subordinates so wantonly? Today, if you don't give me a good explanation, I'll kill you," the human corpse said. However, in the depths of the human corpse's eyes, there was a hint of panic and fear. However, the human corpse hid perfectly. Even Lin Rei didn't notice it for many years. "Is that so?" Hearing the human corpse's threat, Lin Rei's face showed a hint of interest. It had been a long time since the human corpse used such a threatening tone to talk to him. However, those people were all dead now. Humph. The human corpse did not say anything, but his hands were ready to fight. Interesting. Very interesting. Looking at the human corpse's actions, Lin Rei's face showed even more interest. However, this was also Lin Rei's intention. Boom. A terrifying spiritual aura soared into the sky. The blood-red illusory spirit blood fire instantly rushed in all directions and encircled an area of 100 meters. Four-sided lock, universe, appear. Suddenly, mysterious and beautiful runes and formation patterns jumped happily on Lin Rei's fingers. What? Formation. You. As the master of the first sky of ancient corpse burial ground, he was naturally very familiar with formations. Of course, he was only familiar with them and didn't know how to use them. Oh, not bad. You even know about formations. You're not bad. You're worthy of being my opponent. However, I hope you won't disappoint me later. With a mysterious and strange smile, he glanced at the human corpse. In a flash, the formation was completed. The area of 100 meters was sealed by Lin Rei's formation. Clap. Clap. After doing all this, Lin Rei clapped his hands. Well, I won't let you escape. So, let's start the battle. Let me experience the strength of the master of the first sky of ancient corpse burial ground. Come on. After saying that, Lin Rei, who didn't have any weapons, clenched his fists. The star finger produced the illusory spirit blood fire that could destroy all the evil forces in the world. You've gone too far. Since you're enjoying it so much, I promise you that I'll make you wish you were dead. The human corpse, who had always been in a high position, had never been provoked like this. At this moment, he couldn't bear it any more and burst out. Die for me. Whoosh. In an instant, the human corpse roared and his figure disappeared. With a huge murderous aura, he rushed to the front of Lin Rei. At this moment, the human corpse had a 3-foot-long cold sword in his hand. Oh! Ant! At this time, Lin Rei didn't dare to be careless in the slightest in the bombardment of the human corpse. Ordinary people were already so powerful, not to mention the human corpse that could control them. At this moment, Lin Rei didn't dare to be careless. The star finger was instantly used. With the illusory spirit blood fire, he rushed toward the human corpse. The speed of the two was very fast. In an instant, they rushed in front of each other. A sword and a finger collided together. Bang! Suddenly, a sound of metal colliding that shouldn't have appeared suddenly appeared. Lin Rei's finger, with a little golden light and attached with a large amount of illusory spirit blood fire, collided with the long sword of the human corpse. The two were evenly matched. At this moment, the human corpse was shocked. He knew his own strength very well. Now, he could catch his long sword with his finger. This shocked him so much that he even had the impulse to swallow the long sword. Again. Looking at Lin Rei, he didn't care about the human corpse's shock at all. Ignoring him, he used the star finger with his other hand and rushed toward the human corpse. At this moment, the human corpse didn't have time to react. Lin Rei's star finger with the illusory spirit blood fire was already in front of the human corpse. The human corpse, who was in a daze and didn't have time to react, could only use the body that he was proud of to resist. However, there was one thing that the human corpse didn't expect. Lin Rei's body was at the peak of the divine realm. He only needed a miracle to break through to the saint realm. Moreover, the illusory spirit bloodfire was ready to carve them. Therefore, what human corpse didn't expect was that the body he was so proud of was pierced through without any resistance the moment it was touched by Lin Li's astral finger. Puff! Different from the other corpses, at this moment, when Lin Rei's finger pierced through the human corpse's body, a gush of green blood instantly gushed out. Ah! A painful roar came out of the corpse's mouth, its face contorted in pain. How is this possible? How can you be in my hands? You. At this moment, the human corpse looked at Lin Rei with great disbelief. Since he became a human corpse, he had never been seriously injured by anyone, let alone being beaten to the point of vomiting blood. Moreover, the one who was more seriously injured was the human that he had always looked down on. But today, it was proven that a human did it today, and he did it very thoroughly, directly injuring him. Moreover, what he couldn't accept even more was that the other party didn't use a weapon, but his hands. How could he accept this? How could someone as prideful as him possibly endure such humiliation, such a defeat? At the same time, he remembered what the earth corpse said to him in the second heaven, telling him to be careful. At that time, he was full of disdain. Now, he regretted listening to the earth corpse. If he could go back in time, he would definitely listen to the earth corpse and even stay to help. However, it was a pity that it was already too late. There was no use regretting it. He pulled his hand out of the human corpse's chest and used the illusory spirit blood fire to evaporate the green blood on his hand. Hearing the human corpse's angry roar, Lin Rei looked at him with killing intent and roared, "Shut up. Otherwise, I'll kill you right now and make you disappear from this world completely. Believe me, I can do it, and I can do it very thoroughly. If you don't believe me, you can try." At this moment, the human corpse turned pale with fright after hearing Lin Rei's words. After saying, "You," he stopped abruptly. He didn't dare to say anything else. At this moment, he was afraid. Chapter 773. AOO. AOO. At this moment, the human corpse stopped its hysterical roar of pain. It glared at Lin Rei as if it wanted to peel off his skin and pull out his tendons. At this moment, the moment Lin Rei suppressed the human corpse, the corpses within a radius of 1,000 meters instantly lost their madness and killing intent. At this moment, the corpses appeared to be very well behaved as they stood motionlessly in the surroundings. They stared blankly at the human corpse. Their eyes were no longer filled with murderous intent like before. Instead, they were obedient and fearful. At this moment, the corpses were filled with fear and dread towards Lin Rei. Yes, they were afraid. They saw their master being suppressed by Lin Rei. At this moment, they were afraid. Although they were people who had died once, their corpses still contained their obsessions from when they were alive. Huff. 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 At the side, seeing that the corpses had stopped attacking, Jia Yang stopped using the primal chaos dragon spear and squatted on the ground. His face was extremely pale. At this moment, Jia Yang's physical strength was exhausted after using the primal chaos dragon spear. The spirit energy in his body had been completely devoured by the primal chaos dragon spear. And just now, Jia Yang had completely used his physical strength, pure physical strength. It finally stopped. If it didn't stop, I'm afraid. While thinking, he saw the corpses around him looking at Lin Rei with reverence. Jia Yang's heart trembled and he felt a lingering fear. Damn, this brat can get through it so peacefully every time. If that's the case, following him is also a good thing. Eighth baby, who was the same as Jia Yang, looked at Lin Rei in the middle of the corpses and revealed a smile. Slap. Suddenly, just as eighth baby was fantasizing, a slap came from behind. A slap came from behind. Because he was thinking about something, eighth baby didn't sense it at all. In the end, the slap landed solidly on his head. Feeling the pain, Bao 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 came back to his senses and turned his head to look at the Pai Xiu behind him. He roared, "What are you doing? Are you crazy?" TSK. Regarding the angry roar, Pai Xiu was curious and did not care at all. He nodded his head indifferently and reminded, "Don't think about some wretched things in your heart. Since you have followed Lin Rei, then follow him well. Although I have a bit of a deal with Lin Rei, I have to say that he is a trustworthy person. Don't let him down." At this moment, eighth baby was stunned. He didn't know what to say to the Pai Xiu's words. However, how could Bao 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 endure Pai Xiu's slap on his head? Immediately, he changed his attitude and spoke to Pai Xiu with a teasing smile on his face. "Yo, what's going on? Aren't you usually unwilling to talk to Lin Rei? Why did you change your attitude now? TSK, don't think that I don't know what you are thinking. You don't need to care about my matters. However, you have to remember, don't have any bad thoughts about Lin Rei. If I find out, even if you are immune to magic, I will find a way to destroy you. You cannot believe me, but you can try." At this moment, Pai Xiu was not as indifferent as before. At this moment, Pai Xiu was filled with killing intent. At this moment, Pai Xiu was serious. At the same time, eighth baby also experienced Pai Xiu's intention and killing intent. At this moment, he was deeply sure that if he dared to do anything to let down Lin Rei, then he would be killed endlessly by Pai Xiu. Phew, okay, don't stare at me. I won't do anything bad to Lin Rei. He can give me a lot, such as 9 revolution mixed yuan dan. So, don't worry. Rolling his eyes at Pai Xiu, he didn't say anything. His gaze moved away from Pai Xiu and looked at Lin Rei. "Ah, are you convinced?" Looking at the human corpse, Lin Rei had a look of contempt. He looked at the human corpse in front of him, who was battered and exhausted. There was no trace of his previous arrogance and high spirits. I am not convinced, I am not convinced." A roar came out of the human corpse's mouth. At this moment, he was still not convinced. He didn't believe that he would lose to this human in front of him. He didn't believe it, he also didn't want to believe it, he was not convinced. "Ah." Hearing the human corpse's voice, seeing his face full of disdain, looking at his ferocious appearance, Lin Rei showed a trace of a mocking smile. Looking at the human corpse, at this moment, Lin Rei suddenly had an interesting idea. "Heh, kid, since you're so adamant about not going, then I'd like to see if your Dao heart is as tough as I thought it was." Lin Li spoke in a sinister tone. You. What do you want?" Suddenly, a cold wind instantly filled the human corpse's body. He, who couldn't feel the cold, felt it at this moment. Moreover, he was able to endure it. "What am I doing?" Looking at the human corpse's frightened face, Lin Rei smiled and stretched out his hand. A shimmering spiritual herb appeared in his hand. Then, the illusory spirit blood fire instantly condensed on his palm and began to refine the spiritual herb in his hand. Looking at Lin Rei's action, the human corpse was hesitant and doubtful. He didn't know what Lin Rei was doing, but he knew that it wouldn't be good for him. Moreover, he could vaguely feel a sense of dread. It was impossible for a group of 4, a hierarch cultivator, to possess such a feeling. Here. In a short span of 10 breaths, the originally glowing spiritual medicine had been completely refined into 2 drops of jade green liquid by the time Lin Li opened his mouth. The illusory spirit blood fire was retracted. A faint fragrance entered his nose, giving a refreshing feeling. Why do I feel my wound? After smelling the fragrance, I feel a little itchy. It seems like the prelude to recovery. At this moment, the human corpse was bewildered. Looking at the dark green spiritual liquid, Lin Rei turned his head to look at the human corpse. A trace of coldness flashed in the depths of his eyes. However, on the surface, he was very easygoing, like the spring water of an ancient well. But often, this was the case. The human corpse was indeed unsure and afraid. Looking at him, Lin Rei didn't say anything. Then, the hand holding the spiritual liquid quickly patted the wound on the human corpse's chest. At this moment, a warm feeling instantly rushed into his body from his chest. Suddenly, a gentle energy instantly spread throughout his body and began to heal the wound on his chest with a very mysterious and huge energy. At this moment, the human corpse didn't say anything. Then, he hurriedly sat down cross-legged and began to circulate his cultivation method. He began to refine the energy that entered his body and heal his wound. Hurry up and recover. Hurry up and recover. After you recover, I will let you know that only by submitting to me can you have a longer future. Only by submitting to me will I let you go. At this moment, the human corpse didn't care about Lin Rei's thoughts at all. He had no idea at all. It turned out that when Lin Rei saw the human corpse's powerful physical body, the desire to subdue him slowly multiplied in his heart. At the same time, Lin Rei knew that people in high positions like this usually had their own pride. If he couldn't completely suppress them with strength, there was no way to subdue them. Regarding this, the only thing Lin Rei could do now was to use his strength and methods to subdue them completely. Of course, unless the human corpse wasn't afraid of death. He wasn't afraid of dying again. Just like that, time slowly passed by as the human corpse healed his wounds. Just like that, the crowd waited patiently. Lin Rei stood before the human corpse with an even more relaxed expression. With an amused smile on his face, he looked at the human corpse and waited for her to recover. As for Jia Yang was also like the human corpse. Due to the fact that he had consumed too much energy earlier, if he didn't recover in time, it would be too late if he encountered any danger later. As for Ba Bao and Pai Xiu, they were sitting where they were. No one knew what they were talking about. In any case, from the smiles on their faces, it was obvious that they were talking about something very interesting. Time slowly passed. In the blink of an eye, several hours had passed. At this moment, the human corpse had completely recovered. His cultivation had returned to its peak state. Furthermore, the aura on his body had become even more powerful. Amen? He actually wants to make a breakthrough? At this moment, Lin Rei, who had been imprisoning the human corpse all this time, felt the energy waves coming from the human corpse's body. Immediately, the amused expression on Lin Rei's face became even stronger. Ah! All of a sudden, a shocking roar of rage erupted from the corpse. It threw its head back and let out a long howl. Ha! Looking at the corpse, Lin Rei laughed. A strange smile appeared on his face. He then stretched out his hand and used the astral finger again. After that, he didn't say anything. His eyes widened and a sharp gaze shot out from his eyes, aiming at the chest of the corpse that was about to break through to the next cultivation level. Just like before, it was precisely the same spot that the corpse had used his hand to touch. Bang! With a muffled sound, the human corpse, who was originally wantonly howling at the sky, suddenly stopped howling. She looked down with a stunned expression and saw that the same scene as before had appeared on her chest. Just like before, Lin Rei's finger pierced into his chest and pierced through his body. Ah! A painful voice came out of the corpse's mouth. At this moment, the corpse felt despair, endless despair, complete despair. At this moment, the corpse didn't expect that the reason why Lin Rei gave him medicine to heal his injuries was because of this moment. The pain could not be increased. How could he endure it? Even if he had a firm Dao heart, he would not be able to endure a second serious injury. This was a direct blow to him. With a thud sound, the corpse fell to the ground. He stared at Linli with a despairing gaze, only to see Linli smiling at him and waving at him. You. At this moment, seeing Lin Rei's expression, the corpse knew that Lin Rei had done it on purpose. At this moment, the corpse was very sullen. He didn't expect this to happen. Ha! Seeing the human corpse looking at him in despair, Linli chuckled and said, "How about it? Are you convinced if I stand here?" "I don't." Hearing Linli's question, the human corpse wanted to refuse, but when he thought of the result just now, he immediately stopped after saying those two words. "Speak. You're not what?" Lin Rei knew what the corpse wanted to say, but he didn't point it out. He knew that this time, the corpse would definitely submit because no one would be injured and healed again like this. I'm convinced. Senior, sir, big brother, I'm convinced. Please don't torture me anymore, okay? I don't have it easy. Please let me go for the sake of my bitter life. At this moment, the corpse completely surrendered. Tears flowed from his eyes as he looked at Lin Rei with a painful expression and begged for mercy. With a plop, the corpse knelt down in front of Lin Rei and kowtowed to admit his mistake while begging for mercy. Seeing this, Lin Rei knew that he was really wrong. Not for anything else, but because of the trace of respect in the corpse's eyes. Lin Rei looked at him with a trace of respect. "Alright, get up. I'm not making things difficult for him." As the saying goes, taking and letting go can make people submit from the bottom of their hearts. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, big brother. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the corpse looked as if he was released from prison. He smiled happily and quickly got up from the ground. She clutched her chest with a pained expression on her face. She stood to the side obediently and did not say anything. Sigh. I thought you could hold on a little longer so that I could play with you for a while. I didn't expect you to admit defeat so quickly. TSK, how boring, Lin Rei said. The corpse, at this moment, the shadow in the corpse's heart had completely occupied his heart. At this moment, the corpse secretly swore in his heart. He couldn't offend Lin Rei anymore. Alright, now you can tell me if there are any special existences in this ancient corpse trove. For example, Yin flame or something like that. Looking at the human corpse's submission, Linley once again returned to the question he wanted to know at the beginning. Yin fire? How did you know that there would be Yin fire in the ancient corpse trove? At this moment, the human corpse was greatly alarmed. Other than the master of the third heavenly layer of the ancient corpse trove, there was simply no one else who knew about the existence of the Yin flame in the ancient corpse trove. However, at this moment, he actually heard about it from an outsider's mouth. That's none of your business. You just need to tell me the exact location of the Yin fire and whether there are any exotic beasts guarding the area. Looking at the corpse, Lin Rei's sharp gaze instantly shot out from his eyes and stared at the corpse. Instinctively, the corpse wanted to refuse. He wanted to refuse Linley's question, but when he thought about what Linley had just said, his body trembled, and a look of struggle appeared on his face. However, the struggle only lasted for a moment. In the end, the corpse couldn't resist Lin Rei's cruel means and finally opened his mouth to tell the exact location of the Yin fire. The Yin flame is located in the second level of the ancient corpse vault, where the corpse of heaven and earth is. The corpse of heaven and earth is my second brother. He's a mid-stage ultimate god cultivator with an even stronger physique. The human corpse's eyes regained their previous pride and affection. Chapter 774. Your second brother? Seeing the pride and arrogance in the corpse's eyes, Linley's eyes were filled with disdain and contempt. Lin Rei knew about the Lord of the Second Heaven. According to the system, a mid-ultimate god's cultivation base was very strong, so naturally, his body would be even stronger. Especially after experiencing the human corpse, he believed that the earth corpse's cultivation base and strength would be even stronger. At the same time, Linley wanted to recruit the earth corpse. A mid-ultimate god with a strong physical body was rare in the divine world. It could be said that they were as rare as phoenix feathers and water chestnuts. How is it? Are you scared? If you are, I advise you to, where is your second brother? Are you sure the Yin flame is with your second brother, the earth corpse? Who are his subordinates and what are their cultivation bases? At this moment, Linley didn't even have the chance to say anything to the human corpse. Linley had pretty much figured out the human corpse's temper. The human corpse was like a rich young master who was fed and clothed. However, this rich young master was a little strong, and the human corpse had all the flaws of a rich young master. Lin Rei wouldn't complain about the cost. The human corpse wasn't one of his men before, but now, Hearing Lin Rei ignoring him, the human corpse wanted to get angry but didn't dare to. He pointed to the west and said reluctantly, over there, that's where my second brother is. He's at the second heaven. He turned around and looked at the direction the human corpse was pointing at with a thoughtful expression. At this moment, before Lin Rei could say anything, the human corpse's voice came from behind him. Human, the Yin flame you mentioned is also there. However, the Yin flame is worshipped by my second brother. He still wants to see the Yin flame to improve his cultivation base and combat strength. So, if you want to get the Yin flame, you have to defeat my second brother. Otherwise, it's impossible. Yin flame is the extreme of Yin. You're a spirit cultivator. Although I don't know how your cultivation is, I heard from my big brother that spirit cultivators cultivate Yin and Yang. If you absorb the Yin flame, it's very likely that your Yin and Yang will be disrupted or even devoured by the Yin flame. In the end, the Yin flame will take it for its own. Lin Rei came back to his senses and listened to the human corpse's words. He was a little surprised, but the smile on his face didn't disappear. At the same time, Lin Rei felt a hint of concern from the human corpse's words. This made Lin Rei feel a little gratified. Don't look at me like that. I'm not concerned about you. I'm just objective. I can't do anything if you don't listen. Sensing Linley's burning gaze, the human corpse was startled for a moment before turning away to look at the cultivator who had avoided Linley's gaze. Ha! Looking at the human corpse's cute side, Lin Rei chuckled. Then, he took out a 9 revolutions mixed energy elixir from his ring and threw it to the human corpse. He said, "Eat it. Even a sage would fight to get this." What? Hearing Lin Rei's words, the human corpse turned around and saw an elixir the size of a fingernail in front of him. Subconsciously, the human corpse caught it. Immediately, a fragrant smell was emitted from the elixir. Hiss, this elixir. Looking at the medicinal pill and smelling the fragrance emitted from the medicinal pill could actually trigger the opportunity for a breakthrough that had disappeared earlier. Furthermore, at this moment, when the human corpse smelled the medicinal pill fragrance, he could clearly feel the itch coming from the wound on his chest. Feeling the magical effect of the elixir, the human corpse could no longer stay calm. He had seen and eaten elixirs before. However, compared to the elixirs he had eaten before, the elixirs he had eaten before could only be described as trash. Looking at the human corpse's excited face, Lin Rei said unhurriedly, "Eat it. This elixir is called the 9 revolutions mixed energy elixir. It's a supreme grade venerable elixir. You should know its effects." Lin Rei knew that the human corpse had broken the opportunity to break through. Now, he used a 9 revolutions mixed energy elixir to recover the opportunity. It was a piece of cake for Lin Rei. Looking at the confidence on Lin Rei's face, the human corpse was stunned. Then, he nodded repeatedly and said, "I know," but, while he was sensing, the human corpse recalled that he had just recovered from his injury with great difficulty. However, just as he recovered, he was interrupted by Lin Rei and was seriously injured again. At this moment, the human corpse was traumatized. He was afraid that Lin Rei would do the same thing again. If that was really the case, the human corpse would rather not recover because the feeling of being repeatedly tortured was too uncomfortable. This was no longer just physical torture. It could be considered as spiritual torture. This was something he couldn't bear. Hearing the human corpse's words, Lin Rei was stunned. Thinking of what he had done before, he immediately understood and promised, "Don't worry, I won't torture your body and soul anymore. You can focus on breaking through and healing your wounds. However, I'll only give you half a day. If you don't break through to middle stage ultimate god in half a day, then I'll..." Humph. Lin Rei raised his hand and gestured in front of his eyes. Seeing Lin Rei's gesture, the human corpse who was about to say something stopped abruptly. Then, he nodded repeatedly and said, "Don't worry, I'm the master of this first heaven. Half a day is enough for me to break through my cultivation." With that, he did not dare to continue chatting with Lin Rei. Although he spoke of his lofty aspirations, the human corpse knew that breaking through and healing his injuries in half a day was a huge challenge for him. As the saying goes, there was a wolf in front and a tiger behind. If you ride a tiger, you can't get off. The human corpse could only risk it. After all, he did not want to fall into the tiger's hands. He found a quiet and clean place, sat down cross-legged and threw the 9 revolutions mixed energy pill into his mouth. Then, he closed his eyes and began to cultivate. Seeing that the human corpse had entered the state of breakthrough, Lin Rei did not disturb him. The human corpse's breakthrough would also strengthen his team. Therefore, Lin Rei walked towards the place where Ba Baobao and Pai Xiu were. Oh, it seems that Lin Rei will be able to subdue a few capable subordinates this time. At this time, Ba Baobao and Pai Xiu noticed the arrival of Lin Rei. Among them, Pai Xiu said in a low voice with a smile. "Sai, that's right. Lin Rei can be considered as a legend. He has beaten them to such a state, yet they still submit to him. If it were me, I would definitely." Ba Baobao opened his mouth. However, halfway through his words, Pai Xiu's murderous gaze landed on him. Immediately, Ba Baobao shut his mouth obediently and did not speak anymore. "Humph, you only know how to bully me." Looking at Pai Xiu, Ba Baobao was speechless. As the saying goes, don't be afraid of a thief stealing, but be afraid of a thief remembering. Ba Baobao had no way to deal with Pai Xiu. "He's here." At this time, Pai Xiu did not pay attention to Ba Baobao, who did not have any plastic surgery. Instead, he turned his head to look at Lin Rei and said, "An." At this moment, Lin Rei came to Pai Xiu and Ba Baobao's side and looked at them. Lin Rei nodded in response. "How was it, just now, Tisk, are you looking down on me? Are you looking down on me? I'm asking you if you are." Suddenly, Pai Xiu said loudly. "Air." Lin Rei felt helpless in Pai Xiu's heart. It seemed that he did not say anything. However, Pai Xiu knew that Lin Rei did not finish his words. Therefore, he did not wait for him to finish speaking and interrupted him. "Okay, we are fine. This group of people who are neither human nor ghost can hurt us." Ba Baobao found the right time and quickly said, "That's good." Seeing that the two of them were fine and there were no injuries on their bodies, suddenly, his heart calmed down. "I thought that you were injured and wanted to give each of you a 9 revolutions mixed yuan pill to heal your injuries. Since you are not injured, then keep it. After all, I don't have many 9 revolutions mixed yuan pills left." "What?" The moment Lin Rei finished speaking, 2 miserable screams came from Pai Xiu and Ba Baobao's mouths. Their feet were filled with darkness, regret, and unwillingness. At this moment, Pai Xiu and Ba Baobao were very depressed. It was as if they had eaten 10,000 dead flies. They did not expect that Lin Rei wanted to say this. If Pai Xiu and Ba Baobao knew, they might just lie on the ground and pretend to be sick and ask Lin Rei to give them the 9 revolutions mixed yuan pill. However, it was a pity that they missed such a good opportunity. "Heh." Lin Rei's face showed a thought-provoking smile. Immediately, he looked at Pai Xiu and Ba Baobao and said, "Okay, quickly rest. In a while, we will go to the second heaven of the ancient corpse trove and see how powerful the owner of the second heaven is. We will find the Yin flame and then merge it with the illusory spirit blood fire. Let's see if there will be any different sparks between them." "Okay." At this moment, the two of them returned to their usual demeanor. After answering, they went to the side and began to cultivate on the ground. Seeing that everyone had entered into cultivation, Lin Rei's mind moved and instantly entered the system. "System, quickly come out. I still want to ask about the Yin flame merging with the illusory spirit blood fire." Standing in the space, Lin Rei looked up at the sky and said loudly, "Alas." A sigh rang out immediately after Lin Li finished speaking. The voice was filled with helplessness. Hearing the sigh, Lin Rei scratched his head awkwardly. Then, he said with a smile, "Just this once. Moreover, I didn't ask you to do it. I just want to know if merging with the Yin flame will have a good or bad effect on the nature of the illusory spirit blood fire. It won't. At this moment, the system's answer was very decisive. Hearing the system's words, Lin Rei was relieved. After all, he had never merged with the heavenly strange flame before, so he was a little worried. Okay, merging with the heavenly strange flame is very easy for you. Moreover, you have the protection of the illusory spirit blood fire. What are you afraid of? Unless the heavenly strange flame you want to absorb is stronger than your illusory spirit blood fire, rest assured, everything will be fine. At this time, the system spoke again, its tone full of pride. Hearing this, Lin Rei subconsciously rolled his eyes. Then, he nodded to show that he understood. I'll leave first. If there's anything in the future, let me know in advance. After saying that, he disappeared from the system without waiting for the system to speak. This brat. Seeing Lin Rei disappear, the system felt helpless. It couldn't be helped. It was already used to Lin Rei being like this. In the ancient corpse depository, after Lin Rei returned to reality, he regained his senses and raised his head to look in the direction of the human corpse. His eyes revealed a trace of surprise. This brat, I didn't expect his foundation to be so strong. It hasn't been long and he has already obtained the 9 revolutions mixed yuan pill to this extent. Looking at the human corpse, Lin Rei's face revealed a trace of surprise. At this moment, the human corpse was emitting rings of powerful energy ripples. These energy ripples were all rushing out from the human corpse. Lin Rei was very familiar with this scene because he had experienced it countless times before. These energy ripples were none other than the signs of a breakthrough. I originally thought that you would need half a day's time. It seems that I have underestimated you. After saying that, Lin Rei turned around and walked towards Jiayang. But as luck would have it, right at this moment, as Lin Li was walking towards Jiayang, Jiayang had finished his training as well. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was walking towards Jiayang, sensed that Jiayang had finished his cultivation. With a smile on his face, he spoke with a slightly louder tone, "You're awake. Are you feeling better?" Jiayang, who had just exited from his training, heard Lin Li's greeting. For a moment, he didn't react in time and let out a groan. Hearing Jiayang's voice, Lin Li's body came to an abrupt halt. His eyes carried a strange gaze as he looked at Jiayang. At this moment, sensing that Lin Rei had stopped his footsteps, Jiayang immediately raised his head and saw Lin Rei's strange gaze. He was stunned for a moment and rolled his eyes at Lin Rei, letting him experience it himself. Although Jiayang had just entered the world, he had heard of Lin Rei's strange gaze in the divine realm. After all, they were both men. Where should we go next? In order to break the strange atmosphere, Jiayang quickly spoke to divert Lin Rei's attention. This. Sure enough, after hearing Jiayang's words, Lin Rei spoke out his thoughts. Later, after you have rested, we will go to the second layer of heaven in the west. There is something I want there. I need to get it as soon as possible and then increase my strength. In this place, there are unknown dangers. We must increase our strength as soon as possible. F***ck. After listening to Lin Rei's plan, Jiayang fainted on the ground. What is weak? Being able to pierce through an early hierarch expert with a finger, this is called weak. At this moment, Jiayang couldn't help but curse. Lin Rei, boom. A muffled sound was heard. Just when Lin Rei was speechless, a strange sound came from behind. Immediately, Lin Rei was startled and quickly turned around to look. He saw the human corpse sitting on the ground with a flushed face. His brows were tightly knitted and his face revealed a painful expression as if he was suffering from some kind of torture. Chapter 775. It's about to break through. Looking at the corpse, a smile appeared on Linley's face. And then, with a flash, he disappeared from Jia Yang's sight. At this moment, Lin Rei was even more worried and nervous than the human corpse. Corpses were the most inconceivable existence in this world. They had already escaped from the cycle of reincarnation and were no longer in the five elements. When they broke through, they would usually attract a terrifying lightning tribulation. Some lightning tribulations could even destroy the corpses that were in the process of breaking through. As for the human corpse, Lin Rei was determined to take it under his command. Therefore, Lin Rei would not allow anything to happen to it. However, Linley did have a bit of selfish motives. For no other reason than the fact that he wanted to test out how terrifying the tribulation lightning would be when a corpse underwent its tribulation. In this way, Lin Rei could also use the lightning tribulation to cleanse his body. Perhaps, his body could reach the great circle of the God realm and become a half-step saint. Of course, it would be even better if it didn't work. After all, he could create a hierarch as his subordinate. At this moment, Jia Yang looked at Lin Rei's action from afar. His eyes immediately widened and his face was filled with disbelief. At this moment, when he saw Lin Rei's action, Jia Yang thought of Lin Rei's idea. Although he had not experienced the world, he had seen some legends about corpses in ancient books. Now, if his idea was confirmed, then, thinking of that, Jia Yang did not dare to continue thinking about it. Even his master did not dare to say that he would be able to withstand that sort of heavenly tribulation. Furthermore, he had also thought of using that method to overcome his own shackles. However, right after that thought was born, he was immediately killed by his master. Now, Lin Rei had done it. Although Jia Yang was a little scared, he was faintly excited in his heart. After all, this scene was very rare to see. Rumble, 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 rumble. Suddenly, the ancient corpse burial ground, which was originally filled with dense yin qi, was now covered with black clouds within 10,000 miles, giving people a very oppressive feeling. More and more black clouds appeared, and they slowly arrived above the human corpse. Then, with the corpse as the center point, they quickly spread out in all directions. The speed was so fast that Lin Rei gasped in surprise. TSK, to be able to form thunderclouds so quickly, it seems like the lightning tribulation this human corpse is going to undergo is not simple. It is likely to be even more terrifying than the purple heaven divine lightning and the blood prison divine lightning. If that is the case, then perhaps my physical body will have a breakthrough this time? At this thought, Lin Rei couldn't help but become excited. Thinking back to the things he had obtained in the past, they were all used to fill the scripture pavilion, the weapon vault, the elixir room, the elixir room, the elixir room, the weapon refining room, and many other places in the sect. Now that Lin Rei had left the Xuanzong sect and handed over the position of the sect leader, these things were not the first thing that came to his mind. Looking at these things, Lin Rei didn't pay much attention to them. He knew that he didn't have much time. The lightning tribulation outside was likely to descend at any time. After finding a direction, Linley's body flashed as he charged in that direction. It had to be said that at this moment, the space in the storage ring was quite big. At this moment, Lin Rei had been flying at his fastest speed for half a minute, but he still hadn't reached his destination. Alas, if I had known this, I wouldn't have made such a big storage ring. While flying, he kept complaining about his stupidity. Another half a minute passed. At this moment, Lin Rei finally arrived at his destination. He withdrew his cultivation and landed perfectly on the ground. He raised his head and looked ahead. This place was full of wooden shelves. On these wooden shelves, there were elixir bottles of different colors, such as purple, red, and blue. Looking at them, Lin Rei's lips curled into a smile. Then, in a flash, he came to the wooden shelves where the purple elixir bottles were placed. Alas! These are all my treasures. There are so many supreme-level elixirs. It should be enough for me to pass through the lightning tribulation. Thinking of this, Lin Rei didn't think too much. Immediately, he took out a storage ring and made a gesture. Suddenly, a huge suction force appeared. Suddenly, half of the shelves where the purple elixir bottles were placed disappeared. It's time to go out. Seeing that his purpose of coming here had been accomplished, Lin Rei didn't stay any longer. In an instant, he activated his cultivation and disappeared into the ring. Rumble, the moment he walked out of the ring, a muffled sound of rolling thunder came from the sky, which surprised Lin Rei. Subconsciously, he looked up and saw that in the dark lightning tribulation above his head, there was a little blood-red cloud. This red dot was very conspicuous. However, while it was conspicuous, it was also very strange. At this moment, even Lin Rei couldn't help but feel a chill on his back when he saw the red cloud. A strange feeling rose in his heart. Damn, what kind of lightning tribulation is this? How can it make me feel like this? At this moment, Lin Rei had to admit that even before the lightning tribulation fell, he already felt his hair stand on end and a chill on his back. Phew! In front of him, the human corpse, who was sitting cross-legged and cultivating, slowly woke up at this moment. He opened his eyes and his face was full of shock. When he was meditating before, the sky was not covered with dark clouds and thunder was rolling. Now, when he woke up again, the sky had changed drastically. This made the human corpse a little unbelievable. At this moment, Lin Rei, who sensed that the human corpse woke up, lowered his head and looked at him with a serious expression. "You're awake." Hearing this voice that made him tremble, the human corpse stood up in shock. He didn't stay any longer. In a flash, he moved 10 meters away and looked at Lin Rei with vigilance. Looking at the human corpse's reaction, Lin Rei's parents couldn't help sweating. He didn't expect the human corpse to be so wary of him. However, on second thought, it wasn't entirely the human corpse's fault. After all, what he did before was too inhumane. Looking at the human corpse, Lin Rei gave him a speechless expression and then said in a serious tone, "All right, I won't do anything to you. Moreover, do you think I'm in the mood to joke with you now?" Hearing Lin Rei's words, the human corpse was puzzled. He raised his head and looked at the direction that Lin Rei was pointing at. He only saw the rolling thunder in the sky and a terrifying aura suddenly appeared and pressed down on him. Suddenly, the human corpse saw this scene and felt the sudden enormous aura. He immediately knew what was going on. Immediately, the human corpse turned his cultivation to the middle stage ultimate god realm. I've broken through to the middle stage ultimate god realm. This. At this moment, the human corpse was still in shock. Lin Rei, who was opposite him, was confused. Now, the lightning tribulation above your head is more important. Why are you still concerned about your own cultivation? Of course, Lin Rei wouldn't say that out loud. Looking at the human corpse's surprised face, Lin Rei said in a serious tone, "Don't be surprised about your breakthrough. You should be thinking about how you're going to survive the lightning tribulation above your head. Even I can feel the terror of this lightning tribulation. Do you think you're able to withstand the bombardment of the lightning tribulation as an existence that has transcended reincarnation? The lightning tribulation is the existence of the purest yang. It's specially made for existences like you. How long do you think you can survive under this lightning tribulation?" Lin Rei's words were very clear. At this moment, the human corpse who heard Lin Rei's words understood the seriousness of the matter. He knew that the lightning tribulation was very powerful. The human corpse also knew that the lightning tribulation was designed for the corpse clan. At this moment, the human corpse was no longer calm. Lin Rei was speechless at the human corpse's slow reaction. He didn't expect the human corpse to be so slow. He even began to wonder if the human corpse's current achievements were due to the help of his brothers. Seeing the human corpse's panic, Lin Rei revealed a faint smile and said, "I can help you. I can help you pass the lightning tribulation." You're serious." The human corpse naturally didn't think that Lin Rei would be so kind. He immediately said, "Tell me, what do you need me to do?" "Heh." Seeing the human corpse being so understanding, Lin Rei smiled and nodded. He then said what he wanted. "Submit. I don't want anything else. I just want you to submit to me. I can help you advance to an unimaginable realm. I can give you resources. I can give you everything. I can even take you away from here." "What? You can take me away from here?" The human corpse was moved. The human corpse wasn't interested in the previous conditions. However, when Lin Rei said that he could take him away, he was moved and hesitant. However, after thinking about it, he shook his head and smiled bitterly. He muttered to himself, How is this possible? How can you take me away? Even my brother doesn't have this ability. How can you? The seal here is so strong. How can you?" Seeing the human corpse's gloomy expression and heavy thoughts, Lin Rei grasped the key point and said, "I can. You saw the formation just now. I'm a peak late-stage Honorable Realm Array Master. I'm also a late-stage Honorable Realm Talisman Dao Master. Do you think that I can't break the seal here with these 2 points? In addition, if I, Linley, take a fancy to something, no one has the right to take it from me. Not even heaven." At this moment, Lin Rei's arrogant words were extremely domineering. His overbearing aura leaked out, giving people the feeling that he was the ruler of the world. Looking at Lin Rei's heroic words, the human corpse was stunned for a moment. Rumble. Just as Linley was speaking with the human corpse, the thunderclouds in the sky had finished forming, and the first bolt of tribulation lightning began to descend. Damn, no way. Lin Rei, who reacted quickly, felt the same. He looked up and saw a lightning tribulation as thick as a thigh rushing down. Lin Rei was shocked. In the next moment, he said to the human corpse beside him, "Hurry up and leave. At the same time, think about what I said just now. I'll help you get rid of this lightning tribulation." Then, without waiting for the human corpse to speak, Lin Rei flashed and disappeared on the spot. Looking at the place where Lin Rei disappeared, the human corpse wanted to say something. However, once the word came out of his mouth, he couldn't say anything else. It was because Lin Rei was gone. Even if he wanted to say something, Lin Rei wouldn't be able to hear him. Sigh. With a sigh, the human corpse followed Linley's instructions and retreated to the side. He subconsciously raised his head to look at the sky. He saw that Linley, who had disappeared, was now in the air. He was not holding any weapons in his hands. He stood proudly in the air, looking very domineering. "I hope you're okay." Looking at Lin Rei's back, the human corpse prayed in his heart, "If you can survive this tribulation, I, Yunpeng, will definitely agree to your conditions." Chapter 776. Rumble. An arm-thick bolt of lightning came crashing down towards Linley. Under the human corpse's worried gaze, the lightning finally arrived in front of Lin Rei in an instant. A terrifying force exploded at this moment. "Ha! You're just an ant. How dare you compete with the sun and moon? Break!" Raising his head and looking at the lightning, Lin Rei did not hesitate. His eyes were filled with determination and unyielding. He raised his arm. At this moment, Lin Rei did not use any of his cultivation. Using only his physical body, he punched towards the lightning with his palm. Bang! In the blink of an eye, the lightning collided with Lin Rei's fist. At this moment, a terrifying pain spread from his fist to his arm. In the end, a tearing pain spread throughout his body. The pain shocked Lin Rei. His face, which was originally full of vigor and vitality, turned pale in an instant. F***ck, why is it so painful? This damn lightning tribulation is 4 or 5 times stronger than the one I've experienced before. At this moment, Lin Rei was shocked. He could not help but feel regret in his heart. However, at this moment, regret rose in Lin Rei's heart along with surprise and excitement. Being able to feel all kinds of pain from this lightning tribulation proved that this lightning tribulation was of great help to his physical body. In this way, breaking through to the Saint realm, was it still a dream? Was it still far from his dream? The answer was, of course, no. At this moment, along with the pain, Lin Rei's heart was filled with excitement. Break for me. Staring at the bolt of lightning which was about to collide with him, Lin Rei exerted a tremendous amount of force. In an instant, the bolt of lightning which was as thick as his arm was instantly shattered. Devouring heaven spell, devour. Looking at the lightning that was shattered by him, Lin Rei did not waste it. In Lin Rei's dictionary, wasting was a shameful thing that he had always understood. The moment the devouring heaven spell appeared, a vortex of black holes appeared around the dissipating lightning. A terrifying suction force appeared instantly. Void, the lightning came from the world. It contained the ways of the world and possessed tremendous energy. Now, under the effects of Lin Rei's art of devouring, the energy was completely absorbed into his body. Ding dong, energy is increasing, ding dong, physical body growing, ding dong, the elixirs are growing. At this moment, the sound of system notifications continuously rang out. At this moment, Lin Rei was not annoyed. In fact, he was very happy. Is this **king joke? Lin Rei's current actions caused the human corpse, Jiayang, and the others below. This scene was the most shocking thing they had ever seen in their lives. Even the divine Venerable Pai Xiu would not dare to say that he could withstand the lightning tribulation with his bare hands and devour the lightning with his bare hands. Seeing the lightning tribulation's energy being absorbed by Lin Rei bit by bit, Jia Yang's heart was filled with endless envy. At this moment, Jia Yang began to think to himself. If the person who was absorbing the lightning energy was him, how great would that be? If that was the case, Jia Yang believed that if he was able to absorb the lightning energy, he would not have to worry about not being able to break through the shackles of his physical body. Unfortunately, he did not possess the ability or strength to do so. He was unable to absorb the lightning energy. He knew very well that he was unable to do so. Just like this, the crowd raised their heads. With shock that lasted for a very long time, they watched as Lin Rei absorbed the lightning energy to increase his strength. At this moment, Lin Rei also felt that his physical body that had been unable to break through for a very long time was improving at a speed visible to the naked eye. However, he knew that following the improvement of his physical body, the pain that he had to endure would also be proportional to his physical body. The feeling of pain caused his heart to become numb. Previously, when his fist collided with the lightning, it was already painful enough. However, after absorbing the lightning energy, Lin Rei finally understood what was called true heart-wrenching pain. What was called true freedom. If Lin Rei had not experienced the tempering of the lightning in the lightning territory in the Death Canyon for 100 years, he would not have such determination and perseverance. Rumble. Roar. However, at this moment, when Lin Rei was absorbing the lightning energy and shattering the lightning with his fist, the lightning tribulation had already felt Lin Rei's provocation. Facing Lin Rei's provocation, as the lightning tribulation of the heavenly punishment, how could it tolerate a human challenging its supreme authority? It's over. The lightning tribulation was enraged. At this moment, the might of the lightning began to rapidly increase. Looking at the rolling thunder clouds in the sky, the Pai Xiu's complexion suddenly changed. There was a trace of worry on his face. He still had some influence on the heavenly punishment. After all, he had not experienced the heavenly punishment for a long time. He was almost used to the taste of the heavenly punishment. At this moment, feeling the rapid increase in the might of the lightning tribulation, everyone's eyes revealed a worried look. Especially the human corpse, because this should be what he should bear, but now, phew. Lin Rei felt an indescribable comfort in his heart as he felt the rapid improvement of his physical body in the air. He had not felt this way for hundreds of years. Time passed little by little. In the blink of an eye, more than 10 minutes had passed. The second wave of lightning tribulation had been successfully brewed. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had absorbed the lightning energy, had finally absorbed the first wave of lightning tribulation. His body had increased to a level that made Lin Rei excited. Feeling the benefits from the first wave of lightning tribulation, Lin Rei could not help but reveal an insatiable look on his face. Tisk, I'm so happy. I'm about to break through the semi-sage physical body. Just a little more, a little more. If I can use the lightning tribulation to break through my physical body in cultivation, that would be great. At this moment, Lin Rei longed for more. Now, not only did he hope that his physical body could break through, but he also hoped that his cultivation could break through at this moment. Breaking through to the middle stage of Divine Core Realm. In this way, the journey in the ancient corpse trove would be much safer and smoother. Rumble, at this moment, within the tribulation clouds, terrifying bolts of lightning condensed together and began to intertwine. A few minutes later, a blue thunder dragon appeared. The thunder dragon glared at Linley, its eyes filled with killing intent. It lowered its head and looked at Linley, who was standing in the air. Looking at him, the thunder dragon roared angrily. Then, with its huge body, it charged out of the tribulation clouds. Its speed was so fast that Linley was shocked. F***ck, not good. Looking at the lightning dragon rushing out, Lin Rei immediately knew that things were not good. Although he had great confidence, Lin Rei knew that if he had only used his physical body to resist the lightning dragon, he would have been killed before he could devour it and strengthen himself. Looking at the lightning dragon that had disappeared, Lin Rei did not dare to be careless. The chaotic dragon spear appeared in Lin Rei's hand. At this moment, holding the chaotic dragon spear, Lin Rei felt a lot more at ease. Looking at the place where the lightning dragon had disappeared, Lin Rei's lips curled into a smile. Not wasting any time, he closed his eyes and expanded his 5 senses in an instant. He began to investigate the lightning dragon's current location. Behind him, a huge dragon tail appeared in an instant. As for the dragon head, Lin Rei also saw that the dragon head was not far from his feet. F***ck, that's really sinister. Sensing the lightning dragon's current actions, Lin Rei could not help but break out in cold sweat. If it wasn't for his powerful 5 senses that had reached the Saint Realm, he was afraid that today, even with the help of the system, he would not be able to escape death. However, since he had sensed the lightning dragon's existence, Lin Rei naturally did not have to wait for death. However, what shocked the human corpse was that at this moment, Lin Rei still did not use any of his cultivation base. He was still using his physical body. Seeing this scene, Jia Yang was stunned. He knew that he would not be able to do such a thing. At this moment, Lin Rei's position in the sky. Lin Rei held the chaotic dragon spear in his hand. 9 azure dragons instantly rushed out from the chaotic dragon spear and rushed towards the sky. Lin Rei took the spear and disappeared in an instant. Sky blood spear art, millions of corpses, break for me. All of a sudden, a voice that was filled with coldness was heard from the other side. Lin Rei, who had disappeared, suddenly appeared. The spear in his hand instantly pierced out tens of thousands of spear shadows. Each of the shadows carried the profound meaning of the sky blood spear art, millions of corpses. Just like this, the dense spear shadows under Lin Rei's control instantly rushed towards the lightning dragon's tail. Oh! At this moment, the lightning dragon, who had sensed Lin Rei's intention, seemed to have innate intelligence. At this moment, it actually wanted to dodge Lin Rei's attack. However, would Lin Rei, who had used his battle technique, give the lightning dragon a chance to escape? The answer was, of course, impossible. Humph, how dare you! Lin Rei, who had a slight understanding of the lightning dragon, instantly strengthened his physical body again. His speed rose to an unimaginable level. The lightning dragon disappeared, and Lin Rei's figure disappeared together with the lightning dragon. Bang! A loud sound was heard. Lin Rei finally caught up with the lightning dragon above the dark clouds. Tens of thousands of spear shadows instantly rushed towards the lightning dragon's huge body, aiming for its waist. Suddenly, a loud sound was heard. At this moment, Lin Rei had already used 50% of his physical strength. Perhaps even a mid-hierarch cultivator would not be able to dodge such a powerful attack, let alone a lightning dragon that was formed by the lightning tribulation. However, despite saying that, Lin Li had to admit that this thunder tribulation was extremely powerful. It was something he had never experienced before. Even the lightning in the Death Gorge and the lightning dominion couldn't compare to this thunder tribulation. Bang! Oh! At the moment when the tens of thousands of spear shadows collided with the lightning dragon's body, a loud sound was heard, followed by the lightning dragon's painful cry. Gotcha! The sound of something breaking entered Lin Rei's ears. Lin Rei was overjoyed when he heard the sound. He then raised his head and looked at the lightning dragon. In the middle of the lightning dragon's huge body, there were many densely packed spiderweb-like things that were broken in an instant. As the sound got louder, the cracks in the middle of the lightning dragon's body became bigger and bigger. Finally, the lightning dragon's body exploded and the lightning dragon that was formed from the lightning dragon disintegrated back into its original shape. It turned into specks of energy and dissipated into the air. Heh, trying to run away. Looking at the lightning dragon's shattered energy, Lin Rei's face revealed a dangerous expression. He immediately used the devouring heavenly art again. At this moment, the number of black holes that were twice as many as before suddenly appeared. Each of them had an enormous and irreversible suction force. They gradually appeared around the lightning energy and began to absorb the lightning energy with their enormous suction force. Bzzz, all of a sudden, the pain that had returned to normal appeared once again. Moreover, this pain was many times stronger than before. It could be said that Lin Rei had never experienced such pain in his entire life. The pain of having his flesh scraped off, his tendons pulled out, and his skin peeled off was nothing compared to the pain Lin Li was currently enduring. It wasn't even worth mentioning. The moment he felt the pain, Lin Rei felt his body sink and almost fell from the sky. Lin Rei was really in pain. It was so painful that he almost couldn't bear it anymore. What? What's going on? The Pai Xiao, who was standing on the ground and looking up at Lin Rei's current appearance, saw Lin Rei. Suddenly, its face darkened and its heart jumped to its throat. It even wanted to rush up to the lightning to quench Lin Rei's body. However, just when the Pai Xiao wanted to rush out and help Lin Rei resist the pain, its rationality told it that it shouldn't go. Because, if it joined in, the power of the lightning tribulation would increase again. In this way, Lin Rei would suffer even more pain than now. Sigh. At the side, looking at Lin Rei and the Pai Xiao, Ba Bao looked helpless. It opened its mouth and said softly to the Pai Xiao, "You don't have to do this. This is Lin Rei's own choice. Think about it, he should have his own ideas and solutions. We can only wait and see." Yes. That's the only way. The Pai Xiao understood Ba Bao's meaning and nodded. It stared at Lin Rei in the sky and didn't say anything. Please don't let anything happen to you." At this time, the human corpse in the distance looked at Lin Rei in the sky and felt guilty. He didn't expect Lin Rei to be so strong. Even Lin Rei, who defeated him, was in so much pain. At this moment, the pain was increasing again and again. This kind of pain had already exceeded the limits of his body's endurance. Quick! Use the pills to maintain your body's metabolism. Otherwise, you will definitely die today. Just at this time, just when Lin Rei was in so much pain that he couldn't use his strength, a voice that made Lin Rei surprised and happy sounded. Okay. Without hesitation, he endured the pain and with great difficulty, he mobilized his divine sense that was scattered because of the lightning energy and took out the pills that he had prepared. At this moment, Lin Rei didn't care what kind of pills they were. He grabbed a handful and stuffed them into his mouth and began to refine them. These pills were all recovery pills that Lin Rei had prepared in advance. Now, it confirmed the system's previous warning. Chapter 777. The pills melted as soon as they entered his mouth. If it were an ordinary person, they would probably explode and die after taking a handful of venerable grade pills, even though these pills were used to recover the body. However, the combined power of venerable grade pills was extremely huge. If the person who consumed them didn't have a strong fleshly body, the consequences would be unimaginable. As such, only Lin Rei took a handful of pills to recover his injuries. Immediately, a sinister look appeared on his face. Although they were all recovery-type pills, Lin Rei still felt pain from the huge amount of pills. However, it was still fine overall because the pills in his body started to evaporate at this moment. A huge amount of recovery energy started to rush towards Lin Rei's limbs and bones. The powerful medicinal power started to heal 70% of Lin Rei's body. His meridians, fleshly body, bones, and all the cells in his body were healed. The lightning energy rushed in crazily. Lin Rei's pain was unbearable. The powerful lightning energy tore his body apart time and time again. After that, Lin Rei took the pills and healed his body time and time again. This kind of pain wasn't something an ordinary person could endure. At this moment, if it weren't for the fact that Lin Rei was strong enough to survive, he probably wouldn't have been able to endure it. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for breaking through to the Grand Perfection God realm. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for breaking through to the Grand Perfection God Emperor realm. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for breaking through to the Peak Late Saint Dao Fruit Saint realm. As Lin Rei suffered endless pain, Lin Rei's determination to persevere through each realm disappeared from his mind. Hearing the system notification and the good news, Lin Li's ferocious face finally managed to squeeze out a rare smile. Hong! A muffled sound came from Lin Rei's body. The cracks on his body started to heal at a miraculous speed. Ah, fortunately, I broke through. Otherwise, would have died here today. Sensing the enormous amount of energy flowing through his body and healing his body, a hint of a smile appeared on Lin Li's face. In the system, seeing that Lin Rei was still able to find him in such a state, it immediately relaxed. It scolded jokingly, "Brat, this is what you have to endure to raise your cultivation level and increase your strength. Moreover, this is just the light test. There will be more tests for you in the future. I hope you can persevere." After saying that, the system went completely hidden and did not speak anymore. Lin Rei could not hear the words of the system at all. At this moment, Lin Rei was only thinking about raising his cultivation state and raising his physical body state. Moreover, he had a feeling that he could break through both the half-saint physical body and the ultimate god realm this time. This feeling became more and more intense as the pain in his body intensified. At the same time, hundreds of thousands of kilometers to the west, a young man dressed in luxurious clothing was standing in an empty area. His heart was filled with medicinal pills, and he raised his head to look in the direction of Linley's group, a thoughtful expression on his face. Tisk, why do I feel that something is not right? It's as if something big is going to happen. I don't know if the people we sent have reached Third Brother. I hope he is safe and sound. Nothing bad will happen to him. At this moment, the young man looked into the distance and prayed. At this moment, the young man who spoke was none other than the second brother mentioned by the human corpse. He was the master of the second sky of ancient corpse burial, the earth corpse. At this moment, in the sky above where Lin Rei was, a tearing roar suddenly came from Lin Rei's mouth. At this moment, the cracks on the surface of Lin Rei's body had recovered. Moreover, it was more delicate and smooth than before the heavenly tribulation. His skin was as white as snow, just like the skin of an unmarried woman who had been raised in a boudoir. In addition, with Lin Rei's handsome appearance, if he were to wear women's clothing, he would be completely mistaken for a woman. At this moment, in the sky, 40 to 50 whirlpool black holes disappeared in the sky following Lin Rei's roar. Finally, the second lightning tribulation was completely devoured by Lin Rei. But following that, there was a third and even a fourth lightning tribulation. When a corpse underwent a heavenly tribulation, it would usually be 4 lightning tribulations. Because of the strength of the lightning tribulation, there would be much less lightning. But following the number of lightning tribulations, the lightning tribulations in the future would be several times stronger than the beginning, or even several times stronger. That power was enough to make one tremble in fear just thinking about it. Pang! With a pang sound, Linley appeared in midair. He then punched out, causing the sound of air being torn to shreds. Linley was certain that this punch was something that even late-stage god emperors would not be able to withstand. Raising his arms, Linley looked at his powerful and explosive arms, and a look of satisfaction appeared on his face. No matter what, this was a strength that could only be obtained after experiencing his birthday. Hong long long, hong long long. Kacha, kacha, hong long long. Just as Lin Rei was admiring his body that had already reached the peak of the deity realm, the thunderclouds above his head rolled again, and the third lightning tribulation began to condense and form. Damn, big brother, you can't be, you can at least wait for me to rest for a while. Looking at the lightning tribulation that began to form, Lin Rei's expression changed, and he revealed a bitter smile. He knew that even if he said so, the lightning tribulation would continue to form, and Lin Rei was just comforting himself in his heart. On the ground, the Pai Xiu looked at the third thundercloud that began to form, and the worry on his face deepened. Even the face of the 8 treasures at the side began to turn ugly. This lightning tribulation, I'm afraid that it will be much stronger than the previous one. It seems that this time, shut up. The Pai Xiu roared. Hearing the words of the 8 treasures, the Pai Xiu's expression changed, and he sternly scolded the 8 treasures. Damned pig, this is the first time I've heard such words. However, I also hope that this will be the last time. I do not wish for such words to reach my ears again. I hope that you will not forget about it. Enough. The Pai Xiu was truly angered. From the Pai Xiu's point of view, Lin Rei was not only his savior, the two of them were also friends, relatives, comrades in arms, and so on. The Pai Xiu had long considered Lin Rei to be his other half, an indispensable character. The 8 treasures chose to remain silent. He knew that if he were to continue speaking like that, it would likely end up like what the Pai Xiao said in the past, and they would fight to the death, and kill him. Although he was a descendant of the 8 treasures Linglong clan, he did not have much confidence in his own immunity to magic. After all, in the Great Desolate Era, he had suffered countless deaths and injuries, and those that remained were all hidden and buried. Lin Rei, nothing must happen to you. Like the Pai Xiao, Jia Yang also began to worry, and his face was filled with nervousness. At this moment, both of his hands were tightly clasped together, grasping tightly. Time passed bit by bit. In the sky, Lin Rei had already adapted to the pain just now. And at this moment, his fleshy body and cultivation had recovered to its original state. AI. Looking at the thunder clouds above his head, Linli saw that the thunder tribulation was about to strike. Suddenly, Linli sighed. He then released his Grand Perfection God Emperor fleshy body as well as his Grand Perfection Deity level fleshy body. Holding the Primal Chaos Dragon Spear, a peerless aura penetrated out from Lin Rei's body. Aowu, Aowu, at this moment, the 9 azure dragons released by Lin Rei in the sky seemed to have felt the summons from Lin Rei's heart. They immediately rushed down from the sky, arriving beside Lin Rei in the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye, the 9 azure dragons surrounded Linli tightly, protecting him so tightly that not even a single gust of wind could pass through. At this moment, Lin Rei was ready to fight against the third thunder tribulation. With the Primal Chaos Dragon Spear in his hand, the 9 azure dragons' support, the martial god spatial energy, and his strong fleshy body, Lin Rei could be said to have circulated his cultivation to the extreme. Even the supreme grade deity weapon that he hadn't used for 1,000 years was used by Lin Rei at this moment. With the support of all these things, Lin Rei felt that it wouldn't be excessive to kill a middle-stage hierarch cultivator in an instant. But, for some reason, the thunder tribulation above his head made his heart palpitate. Awo. The thunderclouds could sense Linli's powerful desire to do battle. Suddenly, the thunderclouds began to roil, and thunder boomed. The third bolt of tribulation lightning, which had been brewing for a long time, finally appeared. The thunder tribulation that was as thick as a tree that 10 people hugged, rushed out of the thunder clouds in an instant, aiming at Lin Rei and attacking him. F***CK. The moment the third thunder tribulation appeared, Lin Rei was shocked. This thunder tribulation made Lin Rei feel suffocated. Lin Rei didn't like this feeling very much. Seeing the thunder tribulation rushing towards him, Lin Rei didn't just sit there and wait for his death. He used all his support, using 120% of his strength to collide with the thunder tribulation above his head. Bang! Rumble! The loud sound instantly spread to the sky and the ground, as if it was going to shake the heavens, giving a sense of awe to all living beings. Boom! Suddenly, after the loud sound, a terrifying and huge wave of energy spread out in all directions with Lin Rei and the thunder tribulation as the center. At this moment, whether it was flying in the sky, walking on the ground, or in the water, everything within 10,000 miles was blown away by the energy wave created by Lin Rei and the thunder tribulation. Swoosh! Bang! Bang bang! At this moment, Jia Yang, the human corpse, the Pishio, and the 8 treasures were all blown away by the energy wave. Only when they were 1,000 miles away did they manage to break free from the energy wave with great difficulty. This energy is so powerful. At this moment, Jia Yang who fell heavily on the ground, and Lin Rei who was in the sky 1,000 miles away, Jia Yang's face was filled with shock and fear. Jia Yang believed that it was only because they had powerful cultivations. If it wasn't for the fact that they had powerful cultivations, then they would have been crushed to death by the enormous and terrifying energy wave. Even now, Jia Yang felt as if his entire body was falling apart. His entire body was extremely sore. At this moment, Jia Yang's words and feelings were exactly what the human corpse, the Pishio, and the 8 treasures were feeling. Of course, as the initiator, Lin Rei, was feeling even more pain than them. At this moment, Lin Rei looked at the lightning dragon that collided with him and smiled bitterly in his heart. I'm still too weak. Otherwise, how could this bit of lightning possibly injure me to this extent? Roar. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the lightning dragon seemed to have gained intelligence. It responded to Lin Rei's words. Hearing that, Lin Rei lowered his head and frowned. Immediately after, he stimulated his body's potential once again. How could his strength increase? At this moment, the martial god's complete set of profoundness was being used by Lin Rei to the fullest. He did not hold back in the slightest. At this moment, Lin Rei and the lightning dragon were evenly matched. Neither of them was able to do anything to the other. Rumble, rumble, however, right at the moment when Lin Rei slightly relaxed, a change occurred. In the lightning clouds in the sky, the 4th lightning cloud began to brew. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei's expression changed enormously. Now, the lightning tribulation was already evenly matched with him. Furthermore, he had used all of his power. If another lightning tribulation were to descend, then, the consequences would not be something that Lin Rei would be able to endure. Furthermore, such a scene had never appeared in a lightning tribulation before. Before the 3rd lightning tribulation ended, the 4th lightning tribulation had begun to brew. The situation was completely out of Lin Rei's control. At this moment, Lin Rei started to panic. Lin Rei was truly panicking. He had never encountered such a scene before. At the same time, he also knew how frightening the 4th lightning tribulation would be. Not good. The 4th lightning tribulation has begun to brew. Furthermore, it will descend in less than a few minutes. If that's the case, the 3rd lightning tribulation will be strengthened by the 4th lightning tribulation. The consequences will be unimaginable. If it's a light punishment, the 2 people undergoing the lightning tribulation will be obliterated. If it's a heavy punishment, the area within a circumference of 10,000 miles will be completely turned into ashes. There will be nothing left. All sounds within 10,000 miles will be completely extinguished. At this moment, the Pishio that was 1,000 miles away looked at Lin Rei and the abnormal situation occurring in the lightning clouds above Lin Rei's head. His expression changed enormously. Then, at this moment, hearing the Pishio's words, 8th baby wanted to cry but had no tears. He was scared. He was originally a courageous person. Then, what do we do? Lin Rei, he. Beside him, Jia Yang was also anxious. If that was the case, wouldn't Lin Rei's life be over? At this moment, the Pishio was speechless. He did not know what to do next. He was also panicking. With his current cultivation, not to mention the 3rd lightning tribulation, even the 2nd lightning tribulation would be unbearable. Boy, do you dare to bet? At this moment, when Lin Rei was panicking and at a loss, the system's urgent voice sounded. Bet on what? Lin Rei was puzzled by the system's words. Immediately, he asked. Bet on your life. Looking at Lin Rei, the system's tone was very solemn. That was because there were only 2 outcomes for this bet. One was to live, and the other was also to die. Hearing the system's 2 words, Lin Rei was stunned. Immediately after, he smiled miserably. Bet on my life? Do you think I still have the qualifications to choose? The current me is already a piece of meat on the chopping board. I can neither bet on it nor not bet on it. Furthermore, when have I, Lin Rei, ever been afraid of death? Looking at Lin Rei, the system chuckled and said, very well. Since that's the case, then let's bet on it. If the bet is correct, not only will your physical body reach the level of a half-saint and your cultivation reach the early Great Tao ultimate realm, even I. Chapter 778. Even I can break through to the 4th level. When that happens, the system will produce many unexpected things. At that moment, the system was extremely excited as though it had broken through. The energy from the lightning tribulation can help you break through. Lin Rei was shocked. He didn't expect the system to break through here. Lin Rei thought that it would take a long time for the system to break through, or even wait until they reached the holy world and devoured the spiritual energy in the holy world to cultivate. But he didn't expect, but since the system could break through by absorbing the lightning, why wouldn't Lin Rei do it? That's right. But the price is a little high. You may even lose your life because of it. Of course, it's fine if you don't agree. Anyway, I've chosen to give it to you. Looking at Lin Rei, the system said firmly. Lin Rei was speechless. Lin Rei could only choose between breaking through to the next level and breaking through the system because the system could help him resist the energy that he couldn't handle. With no other choice, Lin Rei could only nod in agreement. Since I can break through the system's level, let's do it. I don't have any other choice anyway. Haha, I knew you would make this choice. I didn't misjudge you. The system said with a smile. Fortunately, the system was an invisible consciousness. If it were a physical body, Lin Rei could imagine the system's shameless smile. Tell me, what do you need me to do? Lin Rei knew that the pain that was coming wouldn't be any weaker than this. And at that moment, when he agreed to the system's request, Lin Rei was prepared to endure everything. Seeing the look on Lin Li's face, the system laughed, then said, with a wave of your hand, use the devouring heavens mantra to devour the 3rd and 4th combined tribulation lightning. Ignore the pain in your body, just focus on devouring. As for the chaotic dragon spear, you can throw it directly into the thunder tribulation and let it experience the baptism of the thunder tribulation. After this, I believe that the chaotic dragon spear will be able to recover some of its strength. When it comes out, the chaotic dragon spear should be able to become a saint weapon of the great path. At this moment, Lin Rei's eyes lit up. A sacred weapon. That was an existence that only saints could use. If he had a sacred weapon, who in the god realm would dare to fight against him? Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel excited. However, at the same time, Lin Rei's heart was also filled with worry. After all, the 2nd lightning tribulation had already made him wish he was dead. Now that the 3rd and 4th lightning tribulation had merged, one could imagine how powerful it would be. Don't worry. Looking at Lin Rei, the system knew what Lin Rei was thinking. It comforted him, I'll help you this time. Of course, I have to consider your physical body and cultivation first. After you break through these, I'll break through the system and the Chaos Dragon Spear. Although it's accompanied by high risks, if you can get through it, the rewards will be high. Lin Rei was already used to the system's lies. Therefore, Lin Rei basically ignored the system's words. Of course, there were some things that he had to remember. Alright, I understand. In the end, Lin Rei nodded and stopped the conversation between the two. Rumble, rumble, Kacha. At this moment, the 4th lightning tribulation that had been brewing in the clouds suddenly swooped down. Its speed was so fast that even Lin Rei didn't notice it. In the blink of an eye, it had rushed to the 3rd lightning tribulation and quickly merged with it. Bzzzt bzzzt bzzzt. The sound of the huge lightning was like 1,000 birds chirping at the same time. It made Lin Rei's eardrums vibrate and it was very uncomfortable. Crunch. A strange sound rang out. Lin Li's gaze searched for the source of the sound, only to see that his defense, the 9 azure dragons, was beginning to crack open and spread out in all directions in the shape of a spiderweb. F***ck. Feeling that his defense was slowly being destroyed by the lightning, Lin Rei's face turned ashen. He was also afraid of the power of the lightning. As time passed, it didn't take long for the 9 azure dragons to be destroyed. The lightning tribulation still carried an unstoppable momentum and rushed towards Lin Rei. Quick, use the devouring heavenly art. Suddenly, the system's voice was transmitted into Lin Rei's mind. In the next second, Lin Li's hands automatically activated the devouring heavenly art. But unlike in the past, the devouring heavenly art that Lin Li was using right now was being controlled by a surge of terrifying energy emanating from his body. This surge of energy was extremely powerful, so powerful that even Lin Li couldn't help but feel shocked. At this moment, Lin Li could even sense that this mysterious energy was far more powerful than the lightning in front of him. Boom! After the devouring heavenly art was activated, a huge black hole vortex that Lin Rei didn't even dare to imagine appeared directly in front of him. Moreover, a strange scene happened. The moment the black hole vortex of the devouring heavenly art appeared, it wrapped around the lightning and began to devour it bit by bit. Rumble! A loud rumble was heard. At that moment, the black hole vortex trembled violently as if it would collapse at any moment. However, as the black hole vortex trembled violently, the lightning became powerless to resist and even had the urge to break free and escape. This scene had completely stunned Lin Rei. He didn't expect the devouring heavenly art that he had always used to be so powerful and domineering. He didn't feel it at all before. Hiss! Suddenly, just as Lin Li was feeling both excited and envious, a terrifying pain suddenly spread throughout Lin Li's entire body. This pain was far, far greater than the pain of the second bolt of lightning. At that moment, the pain had already cleansed and tempered Lin Rei's body. Every single cell was breathing and devouring the lightning energy that the black hole vortex had devoured. However, while Lin Rei was feeling both pain and joy, his body twitched from the pain and no longer had the ability to stand proudly in the air. Without any doubt, Lin Rei, who had lost his ability, could only let his body fall and crash heavily on the ground. Boom! Dust flew everywhere. At this moment, Lin Li's body had smashed a human-shaped hole in the ground. It was so deep that one couldn't see the bottom of it. However, following Lin Rei's descent, the black hole vortex and lightning also followed. Boom! Gotcha! The power of the lightning, the power of the devouring heavenly art and Lin Rei's powerful body made the earth rumble the moment the three came into contact with the ground. The ground within a radius of 100 meters instantly caved in. The scene was extremely terrifying. At that moment, Jia Yang, the human corpse, Pai Xiao, and the others who were standing 1,000 miles away all stared at this scene with their eyes wide open. Ding dong. Physical body is rapidly improving, ding dong. Physical body is about to collapse. Host, please repair it quickly, ding dong. Just like that, the system notifications that Lin Rei was getting more and more energetic rang out one after another. Time passed little by little. In the blink of an eye, a few days had passed. The thunderclouds still hadn't dissipated. The third and fourth lightning tribulation that fell on Lin Rei's body was still being devoured by the devouring heavenly art. However, the size of the lightning tribulation had begun to weaken little by little. Lin Rei was very happy about this. Fortunately, no accidents happened during this period of time. Moreover, they could feel that their bodies were infinitely close to the half-saint realm after absorbing the lightning for the past few days. As long as they put in more effort, they believed that it wouldn't take long for them to break through. Although pain was constantly eroding Lin Rei's body during this period of time, it was indeed accompanied by a power that would benefit Lin Rei for the rest of his life. Lin Rei was very willing to accept this. Lightning densely covered Lin Rei's body as if Lin Rei was wearing clothes made of lightning. At that moment, Lin Rei was like a thunder god who had descended to the world. He was majestic, dignified and inviolable. Gotcha. Gotcha, however, as Lin Rei devoured the lightning faster and more, finally, a cracking sound was heard. Rumble. An enormous surge of blood and qi instantly surged out from within Lin Li's body, accompanied by an enormous suppressive aura of power. In the blink of an eye, the huge blood and qi pressure and cultivation pressure instantly spread over thousands of miles. As he thought about it, his body instantly disappeared from this space and was transferred to the space that specialized in checking one's personal information. At this moment, when he arrived at the information space, all his information appeared. Name, Lin Rei. Age, 3580. System level, 3 cultivation level, early divine master experience, 543984672. Mythical dragon, 10000000000 mythical dragon. Spiritual roots, thunder, fire, wood, metal chaos. Spiritual roots. Innate talent, middle stage Tao fruit. Saint cultivation technique, primal chaos. Scripture. 3rd level, incomplete, devouring heavenly technique, growable, primordial pill. Refinement, entry level cultivation technique, cloud formula, emperor level cultivation technique, same formation, emperor level cultivation technique, tyrant body technique, emperor level cultivation technique, thunder tyrant body, emperor level secret technique, thunder scripture, divine level cultivation technique, martial skills, butterfly steps, entry level, stellar finger, proficient, silent thunder spear art, high dark level martial skill, now cultivated to the entry level, can produce 3 lightning bolts, myriad sword art, heaven level, level 3 incineration, emperor level, dragon subduing step, emperor level, Shura spear art, king level, Shura sword formation, king level, Shura transformation, emperor level, spiritual treasures, chaos dragon spear, supreme grade divine weapon, martial emperor divine spear, divine weapon lower grade, growable, 10,000 magic sword, ungraded, myriad beasts treasure furnace, heavenly temple, upper grade celestial weapon, universe, ungraded, equipment, flowing light divine weapon supreme grade set mount, early divine master lucky draw wheel, 0 character lottery. System, 0 times reputation points, for 0000000 redemption points, for 900,000 spiritual stones, 0 supreme, grade alchemist, 6,000 candle dragons, 6,000 candle dragons, waiting to be upgraded supreme grade array master, 5,900 candle dragons, 6,000 candle dragons, supreme grade equipment refiner, 5,800 candle dragons, 6,000 candle dragons, supreme grade talisman master, 5,680 candle dragons, 6,000 candle dragons, top spiritual medicine, heavenly materials and earthly treasures, 50 kilograms of purple gold nephrite, 50 kilograms of purple gold sand, 50 kilograms of purple gold divine iron. Mission, main mission, enter the holy world within 1,000 years. Side mission, refine the sky-reaching tower. No time limit. Become the sect master of the talisman sect within 100 years. Elixir pills, 11 mind control pills, 6,234 mind control pills, oh, not bad. Looking at his own information, Lin Li's face revealed a happy smile. Although his current cultivation was still a distance away from becoming a sage, Lin Rei believed that he would definitely be able to enter the holy world within 1,000 years. After reading the information, he felt a little proud of his current achievements, but he did not feel complacent because of his current cultivation. Although he was in the system at this moment, Lin Rei could still feel that his Taoist foundation was a little unstable because his cultivation had increased too quickly. Suddenly, with a thought, Lin Li arrived at the center of the primordial chaos formation. Sitting down in the lotus position and closing his eyes, he began to stabilize his power. After all, the system hadn't made its breakthrough yet, and his body could continue to absorb lightning energy from the outside world. Chapter 779. Just like that, Lin Rei began to consolidate his cultivation base while the system began to upgrade his realm. As for the Chaos Dragon Spear, under the system's control, it was directly thrown into the Thunder Tribulation and released 9 Azure Dragons to let it devour the power of thunder and lightning on its own. With this, it could break through the current realm and restore to its previous realm. In the outside world, Pai Xiao and the others saw Lin Rei's current state and knew that they would have to wait for him to wake up. At this moment, everyone sat cross-legged and began to cultivate. And within this area of 1,000 kilometers, Humanoid had ordered the corpses to surround the area, not allowing anyone else to interfere with Linli or the Xiao's group. In this regard, Jia Yang, Pai Xiao and the others gradually treated Human Corpse as one of their own after seeing his actions. Time seemed to have come to a halt at this moment. Everyone entered a state of cultivation, while Linli entered a state of consolidation as well. Whoosh, whoosh, however, the current situation did not stop for long. Human Corpse and the others began to cultivate. However, who knew that a few sounds of breaking through the air could be heard instantly? At this moment, Pai Xiao, Jia Yang and the others all opened their eyes. Their eyes were cold. At this time, no matter who it was, they must be careful. After all, Lin Rei was still cultivating at this moment. They did not dare to be careless. If Ruo Lin was awake, Pai Xiao and the others would definitely not care about the people who came. Human Corpse who had entered the cultivation and consolidation state also woke up at this moment. His eyes were filled with doubt as he looked into the distance. He saw more than a dozen figures appear in front of everyone in a short while. Looking at the arrival of these people, Human Corpse was stunned. He suddenly remembered that his second brother said that he would send people over. Looking at them, Human Corpse understood. Immediately, he turned his head with an awkward expression and explained to Pai Xiao and the others, "Everyone, don't panic. These are the ultimate god experts that my second brother sent to protect me. In the past, my eldest brother felt the power, so he asked my second brother to keep an eye on me and not let me mess around. My second brother also has a territory to guard, so he sent them. However, after so long, they didn't come. I thought they wouldn't come, so I forgot about this matter." Looking at the Human Corpse and the dozen ultimate god corpses behind it, everyone understood what was going on. Suddenly, a smile appeared on his face and the Pai Xiao said, "It's okay, you can go." Yes. Everyone agreed with Pai Xiao's words. Hearing Pai Xiao's agreement, the Human Corpse nodded and walked towards the dozen zombies behind him. "Leader, we are here to protect you under the orders of the second leader." At this moment, the dozen or so corpses looked at the Human Corpse and bowed respectfully to him. Alas! Seeing them act like this, the Human Corpse looked helpless and said, "All right, you can all get up." Yes. Before everyone recovered, they stood straight and looked at the Pai Xiao and the others vigilantly, not daring to take their eyes off of them for a moment. At this moment, the Human Corpse felt that they were looking at the Pai Xiao and the others vigilantly, so he quickly said, "All right, they are not in danger. Since you are here, then stay here and guard us. As for the rest, just wait for my orders. Do you understand?" "Understood, we will follow your orders." At this moment, after getting the Human Corpse's confirmation that the Pai Xiao and the others were not in danger, the dozen zombies walked towards the back and separated. Finally, they stood still and started their work of guarding. In response, the Human Corpse revealed a smile and didn't say anything else. He returned to his original spot and everyone went into seclusion again. At this moment, the dozen or so corpses were looking at Lord Zong of the first heaven and how the human corpses were treating the gods. Their faces were filled with confusion, but before they came here, the earth corpses had instructed them to obey the human corpses' orders, no matter what the human corpses asked of them. Therefore, at this moment, they did not voice their doubts. They anxiously stood still and quietly waited for the human corpses' next order. Time passed little by little. In the blink of an eye, 10 years had passed. In the past 10 years, Linley continued to train within the system. As for the system, during the first year, it absorbed all the lightning tribulation into the system. The moment the fourth lightning tribulation was completely absorbed by the system, the thunderclouds in the sky instantly dispersed. The moment the thunderclouds dispersed, the human corpse, Pai Xiao and the others woke up once. However, after that, everyone went back to cultivating in silence. In the past, there were more than a dozen ultimate god corpses guarding the side. Even passers-by took a detour when they saw this scene. They were afraid of this scene. Ding dong, congratulations to the host. The system has upgraded to level 4. The space has been enlarged by 10 times. Ding dong, the system has upgraded. The trial tower has been activated. The trial tower is divided into 10 levels. The 10 levels correspond to the space. The first 2 levels correspond to the ultimate god, the late ultimate god and the pill flame saint. Why is there no more? Didn't you say there were 10 levels? Just as Linley was engrossed in the story, the system notification suddenly stopped. Linley asked, "What's the matter?" Ding dong, I'm sorry, host. Your level is not high enough to know, so hurry up and improve your cultivation. Lin Ray was speechless when he heard the system's words. He wanted to refute, but the system was right. In the end, Lin Ray could only sigh. Alright, you've been here for so long. Isn't it time for you to go out? If you don't go out now, it's almost time for the poison to take effect. At this moment, the system's voice suddenly rang out. Linley was stunned for a moment before he nodded in response. Yes, I know. I think so too. Lin Ray paused for a moment before he continued, oh right, my, swoosh. Just as Lin Ray finished speaking, a sound broke through the air and descended from the sky. Bang! Kacha! A long spear with 9 lifelike dragons carved on its shaft could be seen. A terrifying dragon's aura appeared and spread out in all directions. At the moment when the spear pierced into the ground, the place where the spear had pierced into began to crack. Holy shit, this is my primal chaos dragon spear? At this moment, Linley looked at his weapon. Other than shock, there was only shock. He had been using the Chaos Dragon Spear this entire time, but now, Linley could sense the draconic might, murderous intent, and many other sensations emanating from the spear that made Linley's heart tremble. That's right, this is the Chaos Dragon Spear. The system wasn't bothered by Lin Ray's astonishment. Lin Ray's eyes were filled with surprise and astonishment. Then, without hesitation, he reached out and grabbed the Chaos Dragon Spear that was stabbed into the ground before him. Then, he exerted some force with his right arm and pulled it out. Roar, trembling in joy. At this moment, the Chaos Dragon Spear in Lin Ray's hand seemed to have sensed Lin Ray's aura. The moment it was grabbed, the spear trembled violently. Sensing the changes in the Chaos Dragon Spear, Lin Ray revealed a joyful smile. In this moment, Linley had the urge to not put it away. In this moment, aside from the fact that he was unwilling to part with it, there was nothing else in Linley's mind. How is it? Lower sacred weapon, lower innate treasure. What do you think? The system's indifferent voice sounded again. Ugh. Don't insult my brother. It's not that I don't think it's that great. I just didn't expect the Chaos Dragon Spear to evolve into such a powerful existence, Lin Rei said in astonishment. Huh. Upon hearing Lin Rei's words, the system chuckled. Then, it didn't say anything else and fell into silence. Martial God Stratagem, Killing Intent. All of a sudden, the martial god activated the stratagem. The space within 100 meters started to compress rapidly. At this moment it was fortunate that there wasn't anyone within the 100 meters. If there was, perhaps, he would be crushed to death by the space. TSK, TSK, TISK. Lin Rei was dumbfounded at the sight of the Chaos Dragon Spear that was enhanced by the stratagem of the martial god and a lower sacred weapon. Not bad at all. He withdrew his cultivation and didn't store it away. How could Lin Rei let such a powerful existence be covered in dust? With a single thought, he brought the Chaos Dragon Spear out of the system and back into his body. As for the Saint artifact, the Chaos Dragon Spear also appeared by Lin Li's side the moment his consciousness returned to his body. Phew, Lin Rei let out a long breath and felt the energy coming from his body. He felt indescribably comfortable. Slowly, he opened his eyes and looked at the gloomy sky. Lin Rei was stunned for a moment before he came to his senses. TSK, I wonder how they are doing. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had regained consciousness, was worried about Jia Yang and the others. He was afraid that the lightning tribulation would affect them. As he thought about this, Lin Li stretched his body, then rose to his feet. Looking at his tattered clothes, Lin Li let out a bitter laugh, then removed the tattered clothes and soft armor he was wearing. Then, he took out a new set of sacred weapons and put them on. At this moment, Lin Rei felt much more comfortable. Stretching out his hand, the Chaos Dragon Spear on the ground rose into the sky and landed perfectly in Lin Rei's hand. After doing all this, Lin Rei soared into the sky and rushed out of the big hole he created. Who? Suddenly, a roar came from afar. Lin Rei, who had just rushed out of the deep hole, heard the roar and quickly turned his head to look for the source of the roar. He saw Jia Yang, the human corpse, Pai Xiu, Ba Bao and the others sitting on the ground, cultivating in silence. Around them, there were more than 10 human corpses. At first glance, Lin Rei could clearly feel the aura of the hierarch realm coming from them. You're tuning in to the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.